I'll be right back. Take off this stuff here. Okay. Bye. Baby. Oh my God, see the bubble. Oh, you absurd little baby thing. Alright, ready. Fucking muggy. Yeah. Bobby. My goodness. Man, I'm gonna have to like clean up a lot of wax when it's all said and done. And it's just wax. Any reason we don't want to sit up, bro? Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing, Zakov, huh? Put some of these pieces in here. Maybe this will actually help. Alright, come on. Yeah, that ought to help it. Yeah. Actually, I should do this to try to use some energy. What? Touched it, yeah. Come on. Melt. There we go. There we go. That's more like it. Alright. Much better. God. I swear I'm spending more time trying to think of these fucking things at this point with this shit more than anything. Honestly, I should probably see about flipping these. Fucking myself up on this. There's a way to do that, huh? Nope. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna fuck with it. I won't fuck with it. But hey, at least I got my lights. Must have something. But hopefully I'm thinking if not tonight, which basically is like probably by midnight, or like 5 or 7 a.m. tomorrow. Basically, so either it might happen while we're streaming here, or when it comes to power coming back on, or it might just be until tomorrow. But, it's ridiculous. Absurd, I say. Oh my god. What are you doing, Zukov? Hey. Just because you're more in the dark doesn't mean you can get away from more weird shit. Goofy dog. Anyway, so at least get some tunage or something up here. Oh, aye. Bada bing, bada boom. Some tunes of one kind or another. What are you doing back there? One little nut. Jeez. Jeez, Ooks. What absurd dog. Now what are you doing? Oi! Hi! Yeah. What are you doing? Little nut. What a little freak, dude. Anyway, There we go. Whoa. Turn that down just a little bit. Alright, bowl all nice and loaded up. Sweet. Hoy. My goodness. I'm just kind of hoping that I just get the surprise for tonight, where it's just surprise lights. I mean, I have my ritual lights here. I mean, for fuck's sake, in hopes that it'll bring forth back the lights. So please, the Dark Lords, bring forth the actual lights. The Dark Lords of the Electric Company. Piece of shit. Oh man, what's going on here? We madly need this in the U.S. At least at the state level. Sucks that there is no federal direct ballot initiative as if something like ABC America's going on. In Australia, your tax return documents show where your tax money goes to. Well, I remember seeing that. Which, yeah, it should just be like that, especially at the state level for sure. Hey, wait. What are you getting into? I don't have anything that I can directly spot a light at you with. The after work ball always best. Always good shit. You know, honestly, despite the power being out, considering that we have a generator, and we luckily been able to use that to charge some of our shit. Honestly, it's pretty much the main reason why I am doing these, just the fact that I've been able to just kind of keep my shit charged up. Especially this, a little portable charger, because this thing is especially coming in handy for these. And for when I'm, well, sleeping, while my phone's trying to charge. Last night, my portable charger died while I was streaming, but I'm gonna try to save what battery I can with this by, just not really using it right now. I'll probably wait until it's at like 50% and then plug it in. Let's see what's on 2PL. Right-wing TikTok is unhinged. Oh boy. Man, there is just so much about like crazy far-right TikToks and shit. It's like Facebook and TikTok basically just a hub for far-right conservative freaks to just go to. Because evidently, for as much as they cry censorship, they seem to have a lot of presence on really big social media platforms, especially TikTok. It's like, I wonder how they're, quote, getting away with it, what, just because they're saying, like, some shit like, oh, gotta lock a little brother once a time. Hey, brother, what's up, man? I'm doing my nightly rituals right now to bring forth electricity. The electric gods of PGE need to be, they need sacrifices, so... I have my lights, to hopefully bring it forth back. A part of me is just like really hoping that it just happens at like midnight or something. So in like 59 minutes, I'll see if it's tonight or tomorrow morning. Because frankly, like when it says it might be on later tonight or early in the morning, that it pretty much means like either like midnight or like 5 or 7 a.m. or something. So it's like either gonna wake up suddenly with power or it's just gonna, pop up. I guess, I don't know. But PGE wants to take their sweet fucking ass with it. We're just like, oh yeah, we'll get on that. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, it'll be like, like a couple hours to like a day. I don't know. Yeah. It's like, all right, thanks. It's like you can't just like, I don't know, immediately set that back up, but I guess not. Even though it's something that they could easily, do, because evidently they were the ones who were also able to just, like, flip it off. So, you'd think they would be able to just simply flip it on. But nope. Nope. It's like Southern Time. It's like, yeah, we'll get on that on Tuesday. By Tuesday, I actually mean, like, 2 p.m. Tuesday. Like, if you're calling, like, someone to check up on your plumbing or something. And it's like, yep. 2 p.m. Tuesday is when we're going to do it. And then it's like, it might be Tuesday, but instead of 2 p.m., it's actually more like 6. And chances are they might not even show up that day. And it might actually be tomorrow at like 4. Like, that's basically like the Southern Time. Like, PGE runs on Southern Time for the most part. As long as you are on your up and up, they'll be on theirs. But if not, then they don't give a fuck. Like, they will just like... yeah, I guess, we'll, I guess we'll lazily just kind of get on that, yeah. Oh, is that a priority for you? That's not unfortunate. It's like, fuck you then. Alright, thanks. Thanks, BG. Because the stupid thing is that there's like a little bit left to some of the back pay bill for one of the bills that were missed from, I think, like last month or something. And it's like, I think what, maybe like 200 or something like that. And they're just like, oh, okay, so you pretty much paid the one that we turned off for, and, you know, like, I think the one before that. So just like one bill left, essentially, like a past bill that, you know, essentially just not take care of at this rate. And it's just like, oh, well, you are on your up and up, but yeah, we're just still gonna kind of take our time with it, yeah. It's like, thanks, fucking sons of bitches. At least, honestly, like I said, it ain't really like super bad. Because at least at work, you know, no one really cares if I have my dog there chilling on my days off while I'm charging my shit. If you think everyone was just wondering, what's all this like crazy tech setup going on here of like a laptop, portable charger, all this other shit? I'm just like, yeah, I had to charge a bunch of shit. So many people thought I was also going into work that day. I'm just like, I'm wearing camouflage like military surplus pants and just a shirt. Like, I don't think I'm working today. But I did anyway, just because my department really needed it. And the extra hours is nice. Especially considering there's some money to be made up for needing to hyper quickly pay a bill. So I was just like, fuck. Adulting, it sucks, and our current paradigm seriously is just like ensuring that adulting sucks. Adulting wouldn't suck if our paradigm didn't make it suck. Especially if everything be for profit. Like, honestly, you know, I kind of wish I got a little alcohol. Like, a part of me is like, nah, I'm not gonna for a night, but maybe I should have. Because, like, I honestly found out a part of the reason why my mom had to be in the hospital for a little bit in the first place, and it's because with her medical issues, with, like, her back and hip problems, on top of, you know, doing slow physical recovery, you know, with the snail's pace, you know, our healthcare system is, then it's just like, I mean, she, you know, like, especially when it comes to oxy pain medication that she has to take, she's essentially become dependent on it. And because of that, you know, she has to have a pretty decent amount for it to have a, you know, effect of not giving her withdrawals and shit like that. And it's just like, oh my god. You know, and a part of it was essentially them just immediately cutting it off. Being like, now we're just gonna, you know, instead of slowly weaning it off, just like, you know, heavily cut it off. Just because part of the lack of oxygen that our body wasn't really doing was basically because of a lot of that dependency that is built up over the years. Which, obviously, it's like, you know, there's not too much she can exactly do about that outside of try to wean herself off of it, but it's just basically fucked that if she does too much, she could legit OD because there's too much in her system, and her body won't be able to have enough oxygen because of that, or if she does too little, she'll withdraw and her body gets all fucked up from that. So it's like there has to literally be like this wean balance of just like slow but sure, like, you know, getting off of this shit. It's just so fucking ridiculous. And of course, if our healthcare system wasn't the way it was, you know, she wouldn't necessarily have to be in this fucking situation in the first place. But here we are. So it's just like, I mean, it's pretty much like, you know, just how the, you know, cycle of the system, at least in America, fucks you. At least fucks the poor. Because, like, hey, you know, like, end up having some crazy medical thing happen to you, then, you know, and happen to miss a bill once, well, you're fucked there. Like, now you're, like, double fucked. Oh, well, maybe triple fucked, too, because now we shut, you know, something else off, too, potentially. You know, it's just like, motherfucker, dude. Like, really? Like, it really honestly is legit more expensive and more costly being poor than it is being, like, rich. Just straight the fuck up. Just because, I mean, while, yeah, maybe for a rich person, they can just easily, like, right then and there pay for something, you know, that's kind of the key of it, though, is that they have the income to just buy something to get immediate, you know, care or access to the thing, instead of having to, like, go for all these extra costly fucking things, like maybe going for a loan or having some ridiculous interest rate or some shit like that, blah, blah, blah. And essentially just, you know, just be kind of left to figure it out. Like, well, for a rich fuck, I mean, for someone who's, you know, at least got, you know, a very decent amount of wealth for themselves, don't have to really worry about that as much. And if they do, not nearly to the extent as, like, someone who's poor. Nowhere near to the same extent. Like, for them, it's like, do I want to get, like, the real bougie car that I really want to? Should I just get the small cut-rate one that at least looks nice, but, it won't really give me those points of being, you know, bougie and ivory. I think I'll at least, you know, save up, you know, a little bit extra, maybe, you know, invest in a couple extra stocks, and, you know, and then I can get down that car that I really want. You know, it'll be like some shit like that. Because it literally usually is. But, man, I mean, it's just really definitely get sick of, you know, the American system, you know, because it's more of just an entire thing that always you know, just always has and will supports the lowest common denominator, which in this country is money. I'm on a phone, but here to support the stream, bro. No worries, man. I mean, I literally stream from my phone, so don't worry about it. Kick some ass, come. Well, I mean, I'm not exactly kicking much ass. If anything, I guess indirectly my ass is getting kicked, mainly by just America. But you know, if you're poor, then who isn't getting their ass kicked by them? Uncle Scam, you know what? Yeah, it actually works. Uncle Scam's got to fucking you know, make sure he's got every last little pins of dollar out of you. Well, it's worked you good to the bone. And speaking of which, is making me want to find a song. Where is it? Just saw it. Where'd it go? Come forth, yeah, song. That's it. Yeah. Nope. YouTube, don't be dumb. Wait, what in the fuck? What is this random little article? Air quality advisory issued for Portland, Vancouver area due to high levels of smog. Ew. It wasn't really like smoggy where I was at, but oh my god, it was muggy. Horribly muggy. Air quality advisory was issued. Like, basically, at least for me, it's basically just like, as soon as I walk outside, it's just immediate schwetz. It wasn't even like, you know, some like swamp schwetz. It was like you're basically like in some weird overheated indoor pool, you know, at like literally like some shitty ass fucking 2-star aquatic park or something like that, where it's just humid beyond shit. The only thing that it was missing was the smell, and thank fuck there wasn't any, honestly. It was just your typical, I guess, evergreen smells, but it was just muggy and humid. Ugh. God, I hate these fucking heat waves. I do. They're just so fucking ridiculous. Talking to Universal Light MC. What's up? What to do? Let's see what our random things here. Still no power. From my understanding, it's supposed to either be like later tonight, which at this point can pretty much be either like midnight or sometime early in the morning. So probably like 5 or 7, if not midnight. Because there is a random off chance that it could just turn on, so I mean, but probably not. PG's like, yeah, we'll have it turned on by either like tonight or, you know, like they're just basically now working on their time, which is pretty much by the time major rip. I'm just glad that this fucking freezer right here actually at least, you know, is basically a fat block of ice. So the silver lining is that most of that ice is kind of melted away. And at least the stuff in there outside of maybe the boxes being a little soggy is at least going to be okay. But that fridge, dude, rip. Just rip. I don't even, like with the power being on for a generator connected to it, at least like maybe some stuff is safe, like maybe some drinks, but yeah, like, I mean, oh god, dude, it ain't gonna be exactly a good. I won't trust anything in there. It's been like 4 days. Well, we had a generator connected to that fridge for like 3 of those 4 days, though. Like, we hooked it up like halfway through the second day without being having any power, just burning at this point. You're just like, fuck it, dude. I mean, I honestly don't blame you, man. I'm legit, like, I already like cleaned out a decent fucking chunk of it because of trash night last night anyway. So it's just like, I mean, it's gonna be fucking emptied out, man. Like, there ain't no way in hell. Like, I'm not, like, it's not just gonna be, like, just kind of emptied out, like, I'm cleaning that fucking bitch. Like, I'm gonna do the, like, there ain't no way. It's been needing a deep cleaning for a while, though, but, like, this is just a good opportunity for it, though. So, either way, it's just, like, it's definitely, it's annoying, but, I mean, you know, if I'm making it work, I got my ritual, don't pull Logan off food. Dude, I like, what does he even do that is, like, well, you know what, never mind. Like, he gets sick a lot when he eats for some reason. Maybe not, I mean, not all the time when he eats, but, like, there's, I mean, he gets sick more often from eating things than people should. So, I mean, that much I guess I'd say. It's like, yeah, I mean, I'm poor boy, dude. Oh my god, do I have a nose here that's like tickling the shit out of me right now? Are you kidding me? Yep. Motherfucker. Ah! Oh god, yeah, this is gonna annoy the shit out of me. I mean, I could just say fucking and just like, just do that like right next to my, no, I'm not doing that, no, I'm not doing that. Nope. But, I'm just thinking, at least for that freezer right there, I mean, that should be safe. It's just the fridge and the house that I'm a little worried about. I mean, the stuff that's in the little freezer compartment in there, there's actually some things in there that should be okay, because I've had, like, frozen bison that's been frozen for, like, the longest fucking time that I have in that freezer little compartment in the fridge, and honestly, that should still be okay. And I think there's like a couple other things in that little freezer compartment that might be aight. I mean, they'll just have to sift through and see what's fine, because if the bison meat at least is still nice and red, you know, despite, you know, the couple days that it hasn't been like totally frozen, I mean, we haven't opened at least the freezer sections of either of the fridges, like, at all. since it started. So I'm thinking as long as that's the case, it should at least still keep a coolness in there, even if it's not really like frozen cool. I personally won't trust it. I mean, if it's bison meat that's sealed in a vacuum pack little thing and opened up and cooked, I mean, it should be fine. I mean, you're a little bit more skeptical about that type of shit, I suppose. But I mean, if thoroughly cooking it, seasoned up nice, I mean, I think it'll be okay. It's like the open shit that I wouldn't trust. Like a totally vacuum sealed thing, even though it's been a couple days, but still at least kind of in a cool, I mean, I'd definitely be using it because I see the issues Logan's has. Yeah, but that's also Logan. Because honestly, like, there's a lot of times where, like, I don't know what his issue might be, but I think he just might have, like, something about his gut bacteria or some shit, because it seems like, especially when he has, liquor and stuff, I mean, even if he eats, he's always just, like, feeling pretty, shitty, and sometimes he has, like, really bad acid, even if he doesn't drink and shit, so it's just, like, for him, I don't know if it's, like, just because he's eating, like, old-ass food, and honestly, I mean, is he even doing that at this point, outside of maybe, like, some leftovers every now and then? I mean, strikes me as a dude who's usually cooking shit for himself, like, every night at this point, whipping up, like, something quick or some shit. I mean, especially, how he can be with cooking and stuff, like, he's always about, like, cooking up something, make a little feast. He always does that, too, like, makes that noise when he's kind of vibing about cooking stuff up. It's like, yeah, look at this. This is a good little succulent feast right here. He kind of gets in that vibe a little bit. At least when I've cooked with him, he's always like that. What are you doing over there? Being a little sneak. Oh, yeah, I'll give you a little tweet. Here. Shook off. Here, boy. Here. Come here. There you go. Also, there's been times where, like, Logan's gotten sick off of food that him and I have eaten, but I've been totally fine, but he's having, like, a horrible time. So, I don't know. For him, I feel like it's just, like, other issues. I'm not saying I have, like, an iron gut or nothing, but, I mean, I don't know if I would have, like, similar issues when it comes to maybe having something that might be a little old, because there's been times where I've had, like, chicken in here, or, or, like, some food that's been well over a day old and eating it, maybe just by reheating it really quick or something, been fine, so, I mean, I'm not like Harley about it, where he has, like, the iron gut, or somehow, but, I guess, like, in the middle, like, every now and then I might get a little queased out or some shit, but, for the most part, generally okay. That's been properly temperatured. I mean, for the most part, I am too. But I also usually do, like, a visual and smell test as well. Because, I mean, technically, like, the tea I'm drinking all the time should be refrigerated, but I don't. But, and I usually, especially these big-ass gallons, like, usually last me, like, 2 days, give or take. But usually by the third day, especially if there's, like, a little bit left, it'll start getting a little funky. At that point, I just dump it. Just get a new one. But usually it doesn't really get to that point because I go through that shit like fucking water. I go for water like water, and I go for tea like water. Also, speaking of water, there's like the dude who's primarily working at Starbucks for the most part at this point. Pretty much like the last thing that he does before he ends his shift, he always goes to our department and grabs us water, and then like gives it some ice from his department, nice cold water drinks, and it's like, oh my god, the dude's honestly low-key a little bit lifesaver. He just drives by it. He just walks over, drops him off, and leaves. And it's just like, he doesn't really say anything. And it's just like, I don't know why or care, but based. Because, oh, it's honestly kind of nice. Usually I might already have a cold drink for myself, and I'm just like, you know what, ice cold water? I mean, that like, there's nothing more refreshing than that, straight up, so I can't complain. Right-wing TikTok is not cheap. I've been staring at this for a while. And I got this, like, weird green shirt looking Amish weirdo in the thumbnail. He's staring me down really hardcore.
Our guns. I told you it was coming. Not just me.
Huh?
Thousands of other people.
What?
They're after our guns. I told you it was coming.
Oh my god. Nobody is... Well, I mean... Just straight up, no one, like, no one's doing that. Like, okay.
Thousands of other people. We gotta unite now.
No.
Because they're coming after the guns now. Biden just stated he.
Like, they basically do this essentially every time there's a Democrat in office. They're like, got more guns. They literally did the same shit under Obama. Like, I straight up heard pretty much the same fucking, like, shit, you know, during Obama's tenure. It's just like, yeah, dude, fucking some bitches, you know, setting up, you know, legislation to take guns away now, bro. Tell you what. Like, no one is. If they haven't, like, back through, like, 2008 through 15, they aren't, like, they're probably not. Like, having more stringent gun regulations, not taking them all, you fucking, oh my god. I mean, for at least this guy specifically and his weird little band of chuckle fucks, I mean, yeah, probably, honestly, yeah, sure, I'm okay with that. But just on, like, a general broad level, just a wide streak, yeah, no, that's not even realistically possible.
And pistols.
What?
Your handgun.
Huh?
And they say these
what?
Assault weapon. They're talking about your hunting guns, your 30-06 and so on. They're here to abolish the First and the Second Amendment. I'm telling you, now's the time to fight. We should have fought like 50 fucking years ago.
Wait, what? 50 fucking years ago? 50, what was 50 years ago? Like, what? 20, what, like during Bill Clinton? Eh? Okay.
Or he like, wait, what is, does he mean like during the civil rights movement? Like, what the, you don't see a high and tight like that outside of...
I mean, not, like, I mean, 50, like, 50, 20, no, I guess that'd probably be, like, fucking, like, the 70s and shit. What, like, LBJ? Yeah, so, wait, yeah, I guess he might be. Yeah, I guess he is a little bit. 550 fucking years. Are you, what, is this, oh my god, is this guy, like, some weird retired Klansman just like, god damn it, we're barely around anymore, but at least we all go out there in different cloths. Different breeds, but you know what? We need to unite more than ever, damn it. Like, is that what's going on here? We just got, like, the retired Klansman, you know, of his local chapter or some shit, just crying and bitching on TikTok because he found it.
Yeah, no, he's keeping the crayon eating going, you know what I mean? Well into his adulthood.
1952, Eisenhower signed us over to the WHO. So we're already there, man. Did you know that?
Yeah, and guess what? He was a Republican. You know, like what you're probably like all about. Like Eisenhower wasn't he wasn't a Democrat, dude. What? I mean, I know it also was before the party switch, but I mean, still, like, what?
Biden just signed this up.
I like how they will acknowledge implicitly the party switch when it comes to random shit like that, but they'll never acknowledge it when it comes to, like, the whole, like, oh, Democrats are the Klan party or whatever the fuck and all that weird shit. Like, they'll never acknowledge that.
Anyways, I think that's all the show. Because Eisenhower signed this up in 1952. I just found that crap out. Huh?
Bro, what the fuck? What? Someone needs to please stop paying for the dad's internet and cell phone bill? No, this man has his own tree service. And guess what? Unless they're lifting him up with a crane on top of a tree branch so he sits on it and breaks it down that way, this motherfucker's not standing on a tree, okay?
Like, wait, this guy's supposed to be, like, you know, what, doing, like, tree cutting down services or whatever the fuck? I mean, I'm pressing X to doubt that. He's hired other people for starvation wages to go do that for him. While he sits in his office in his F-150 all day.
You need to be, like, extremely fit for. So you know, Big Homie is a business owner. No, he's not the chainsaw man. You know he's like, no, he probably owns a tree, owns a tree business.
They're basically going to come over here and kick off.
Yeah, where he sits in his office or his F-150 making videos like this all day. Like, he ain't the one doing, you know, the chainsaw work and shit like that.
Our land. Because they own it. Because these politicians sold it. They sold our land. They put it up for collateral to steal all the money. Okay, they took all these loans out from China. China owns us. The Rothschilds. Okay?
The Rothschilds, they're still using that trope?
But you know what? It ain't too late. We can fight. I'm telling you right now, once the American people gets going, we will fucking die.
Yeah.
Sure, buddy. Yeah, and then you're just gonna make like 50 more videos just like this, you know, before you actually do something, and then you're gonna have a heart attack halfway through trying to do something, and then, well, I guess just die because you can't pay the bill, and the hospital's just gonna kick you out mid-recovery.
Get going a little bit harder, that's for sure, from heart disease, but...
I fucking know it, because I'm ready!
Oh.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. Yeah, see, no.
I honestly, you know, there just is a part of me that just, you know, says that, like, okay, the fucking, like, are you then? Do something, bitch! Because honestly, like, I mean, you know, as far as I'm concerned, like, you know, I'm ready to, you know, be defensive against their reactive shit, but at this point, it's just like, are you gonna do something? Like, we're waiting. Well, I mean... Well, hopefully not. Honestly, I'd rather not wait, but knowing how fucking crazy they are, I mean, it really is just a random coin toss chance that, like, the next time they freak the fuck out like this, they would. So there is, like, a sense of you don't want to treat it like the boy cried wolf, you know, to an extent, for sure. So, hence why it's, like, definitely want to be vigilant, but... like, I mean, when is it, you fucking weirdos? Like, y'all cry and scream all day about, like, we're ready! It's time to lock and load, need to unite, but this, like, one dude did something and literally tried to break fucking windows at an FBI office with a fucking nail gun, like a smart boy that he is. You know, so, yeah, like, I mean, one of you decides to do something and then gets whacked pretty, you know, quickly without doing, like, any damage back, practically. So... like, yeah, seem very well organized, seem very, ready, you know, to, you know, start fighting back, I guess, you know, but not really. Like, hardly at all.
The interior has never seen dirt. This man hasn't done manual labor since he got that truck. Exactly.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying, like, that's why I said he's the business owner. I just realized that's why we have to listen to conservatives, because they're always our bosses. Yeah, most of your bosses are conservative, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not fed up with watching this shit unfold.
And this is the boss's wife.
Fuck yeah, because I am. Like, when are we going to stop making TikToks about the shit and everybody come together and actually stand up and do something?
I love those double standards. Hey, when are we all going to get off of TikTok while I get on TikTok? Let me get on TikTok to tell everyone to get off TikTok. Like, oh my god. I mean, wow, you're very bright, aren't you? Why do you look like a metalhead, like, SJW, like, feminist or some shit? Like, I mean, your aesthetic is very, off-putting for what you're psychobabble ideas are about. So, I mean, I'm just gonna put that right out there.
Dude, I do. Like, why aren't we doing something on Tic Tac? Aren't we so mad on Tic Tac? Why aren't we doing something more on Tic Tac? It's like, bro, what do you mean?
You know, my father taught me as a young man to never start a fight. Just make damn sure you finish it. Stand up for what you believe in.
This guy's driving his F-150, listening to some random-ass country, probably about, like, I lost my daughter and my wife because my wife took my kids or some shit. And he's got, like, the no mustache fucking, like, Amish beard aesthetic going on. Oh, my God. Dude, a lot of them are really, like, doing that. It's like, man, why? It's like, leave it to the Amish to do that. Like, if you're gonna do that, do like a chin strap. But if you're gonna do that, at least make it look good. Because my roommate has one, and at least his is actually good. But like this, oh my God, it's like very sharp. Like what the fuck? I mean, it's like it's so thin at the base of it all that like it just looks like this weird sharp like. It's like a point. What the fuck? Like, did he purposely make some of his, like, front, like, chin facial hair, like, thin so it looked like a weird, like, triangular point or something? Like, what the okay.
Off of it. You know what I mean? Because, like, some of these guys are serious. They're, like, deranged, they have guns, and they're probably gonna they want to pop off, they're unhinged. But I think a lot of them are just like, you know, theater kids. They need an outlet to vent. And more importantly, I feel like...
Honestly, the chick from earlier definitely strikes me as one of those theater kids. This guy strikes me as the crazy dude that, you know, has the 1,000 guns and shit like that. I mean, he's been mentioning it, like, where, like, some of these conservatives are kind of, like, theater kid aesthetic a little bit, where, you know, they're trying to, like, have this big, impassioned, emotional, like... you know, acting like, you know, I'm the hero speech, you know, type of thing, or whatever the fuck. And it honestly rings so true. And considering, you know, at least from what I remember of some of the thespians, even from when I was in high school and shit, there's I think a kernel of truth to it. Not everyone who was a thespian, you know, was a bleeding heart lib or some shit. So I think there's a kernel to truth to this. Especially when there's, like, a lot of, like, these, you know, like, failed conservative actors or, like, you know, Hollywood reject conservatives like Steven Crowder, Ben Shapiro, and shit, because their parents are all born and raised Hollywood. Steven Crowder actually had a little bit of time in there, you know, playing, I forgot who, but he was on that kid's show, Arthur, you know, for a few seasons, you know, as a voice actor. So it's just like, I mean, even Crowder actually at least has kind of a record, you know, in Hollywood a little bit. And in entertainment, but they're basically all just like these little like thespian acting, you know, drama kid rejects, you know, so it's like they need an outlet for it, and you know, to make a lot of fucking bank off of it, they exploit a lot of these, you know, right-wing grifts and shit. You know, that's why I at least think, you know, someone like Steven Crowder at least is more of a legit grifter, more so than like Marjorie Taylor Greene or, yeah, or like Matt Walsh, you know, because at least for people like them, I legit think they're just that fucking insane and that fucking legitimately crazy.
This guy's saying this, I feel like, just like, I'm the shit out of my cousin, okay, the hot one. When I get 8 likes on my Tic Tac, oh my lord. You understand how much cousin pussy I'm about to get when this
my cousin pussy I'm about to get, brother.
Back up what you said. If someone challenges you, you accept that challenge, win or lose. Because win or lose, that's respectable. It's commendable. I'm a 41-year-old man. I've been working since I was 11.
I've been working since I was 11 to make sure that I got the hot one of my cousins. Oh my god, dude. He's like, at least if you lose, it's commendable, it's respectable. You know, it's like, if you at least stand up and fight and try to finish that fight, even if you lose, at least that's respectable, commendable. It's like, okay. Alright, honestly, I don't even necessarily disagree with that. I mean, you know, but, like, I mean, it's like, are you, like, when's the firing the first shot? Like, y'all literally do this all the fucking time. And plot and plan, scheme, but almost nothing fucking ever happens. Outside of, like, the rare isolated incidents that end up being, you know, or indirectly, you know, called as, like, you know, lone wolf incidents or some shit, even though they literally aren't. Like that, you know, attack on the FBI office in Ohio and shit. Like, I'm sure a lot of these motherfuckers gonna look at that and be like, oh, he was a lone wolf case, or even think it's a fake thing entirely. Say it was like some false flag or some shit. You know, so it's like they're just gonna roll it off, you know, because it was just like one or maybe at most like 2 or 3 of them that do something, instead of like them all doing it as a group. But even if they do it all as a group and shit, they will still, you know, at least some of them will still deny and shit, because look at Jan 6, you know, there's still some people to this day, you know, who are like this far-right and psycho that think it was all Antifa that did it and shit like that, like, to this day, still, and it's like, what?
Well, my government labeled me a domestic terrorist because I believe in the Second Amendment, the Constitution, the Founding Fathers. And I am a nationalist. I do put the needs of this country above the needs of...
He's like, the government labeled me a domestic terrorist. It's really fucked up. Also, I'm a Nazi. He's literally like, he said, government labeled me a domestic extremist. Why? I don't know why. Also, I'm a Nazi, unrelated to the previous thing.
I didn't start this fight, but I can promise you I'll finish it. Whether I'm lying there dead or they are, it makes no difference to me. I'll make my peace with God.
I'll make my peace with God. Well, I don't have to think like that either, because, I mean, if they're... What I love is that they're always, you know, hardcore about this, like, either they're gonna be dead or I am. And it's like, they don't play that bad. Because honestly, the main people that are going to be like on the other side of that battlefield is just straight up going to be feds, probably U.S. Marshals, maybe National Guard and shit. It won't even be like the Antifers or other people they, you know, think they're going to be up against. Like they really don't. They don't really get it.
So what is he gonna do? Like, what's he saying? Like, he's just gonna kill people? Like, I hope.
Yeah, basically, that's essentially is what he's implying. But him and like thousands of other fucking chuckle fuck morons that say this and, you know, boast about it, but do fucking nothing. Which I'd rather them do nothing. But if they're, you know, but a part of me is just like, do something, bitch. Like, I ain't gonna do something. I ain't gonna do shit. I'm just gonna sit here. Like, you're one literally having a temper tantrum here. Like, I ain't gonna do shit. Oh god, what? Oh Jesus, this dude is really... See, another actor, another acting reject right here. They have declared war on the people.
No, fuck.
He's just straight up LARPing it. Like, I don't even know what he's drinking. Is that like a Sobe? That looked like a Sobe. What is that mirror in the background? That is so, like, oh my god. Dude, what a LARPer. Like, I mean, he's not even wearing a shirt. He's just wearing the vest. That's it. Oh my god, dude. What a fucking moron. Well, your arms can be easily, targeted, you know, like, I mean, no head protection, no arm protection. Probably no side protection. I mean, honestly, how much you want to bet there's not even like armored plating in that fucking vest in the first place? So let's just be honest. There ain't no fucking real protective like padding on this guy at all. Like, I mean, like there ain't no like Viking berserker like on Stamford Bridge about to like hold the line against like 1,000 Brits or some shit. You fucking moron. Like, good lord.
Way, dude. That's awesome. Oh, he just went back. Oh, the TikTok loops with before.
Yes, the war is inevitable and can come. I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty. Or give.
Like, he put his airsoft vest on. He put his airsoft vest on to take this photo.
It didn't drink a Sobe. It didn't wink at you in a very homoerotic demeanor while just walking. Oh no.
Yesterday, Democrats.
Is this guy trying to be like some sort of like special forces commander, you know, talking to his squad? Yesterday, the Democrats, they attacked at dawn, and now it's for us. For us, it's time that we go on the counterattack. Like, I mean, what, dude? These people are just like, they just wish that they, you know, had an acting career. Like, I swear to God, like, half of these motherfuckers wish that they can, like, you know, be in, like, war drama movies and, like, you know, be, like, major actors or, like, you know, backing star actors or some shit in movies like that or something. Like, I swear to God, like, I mean, so many of them just have, like, such a hardcore, like, internal, like, grasp of wanting that so bad.
I cannot be uncrossed.
What?
Ever.
Dude, the fucking music, dude. Lo, 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 los. It's like with the epic percussions.
It's time to take this fucking country back.
This dude straight up feels like he's making like this speech in like the peak of the movie where, like, you know, the main hero is like, you know, getting bumped up by like one of the side, you know, protagonists and shit, you know, and, you know, all armed up, you know, he got like some of the, you know, other characters in the background like loading up their guns and fucking getting like the, you know, grenade launchers all loaded, you know, and all this shit, explosives packed and ready to go. Like, he literally just feels like he is playing like a scene where he's just envisioning this, like that. Oh my God, it's just too easy to pin these dudes down. Like, why is this easy to psychoanalyze conservatives? Like, honestly, and like so many of these TikToks, because they have been out in force with this shit. Like, so many of them just. It's really just like kind of added a little epiphany where it's like a lot of these people just legit wish that they had like, you know, some sort of, you know, ability to be in like theater or, you know, doing, you know, drama or some shit like that.
We're gonna roll over, you know, come after him, you know, with the Republicans. I'm getting sick and tired of it. It's time we fight back.
That's right, brother.
Dude, you know they think they're so... You know he thinks he's popping off.
Dude, for real.
Right there. He's like, God damn, I'm gonna pop the fuck off on this one like Dale Gribble, baby.
Dale Gribble, baby.
They're just doing it for the TikTok cloud. They're gonna get like 14 interactions on this post rather than the normal 3. You can't tell which ones are doing it for the cousin put, and you can't tell which ones are the ones who are literally just like, no, I want to conduct, you know, tactical, a protracted people's war against the federal government for trying to take back classified documents from Donald Trump's house. You just can't. You can't tell.
This ain't no video trying to make myself look bad or like I'm some kind of badass.
Well, I mean, you got one thing right. You're trying to make yourself look like a badass, and it's failing because honestly, like, you're not making yourself look bad because you just look hilarious. Like, you're making yourself look hilarious and dorky. Not really bad. Just dorky and hilarious.
Not an opinion. But there's one thing I do know.
I do look pretty fucking badass, Bertha. I hope.
I do know if they get by with this, they can get by with anything.
If they can get by with this, they can get by with
anything,
bro,
dude.
You scored this like a Hans Zimmer track. Like, you think you're badass. You did this because you think it's.
He thinks he's like some sort of special forces commando operator who's like leading his like squad of commandos, you know, through enemy lines and shit, about ready to like blow up like, you know, the major vital logistical compound, you know, near their HQ or some shit. Like, I mean, the dude just straight up, really, honestly, legit, unironically thinks he's popping the fuck off like he's like some leader of the, you know, resistance movement or some shit, leading the special forces. I mean, the hat, his voice, the shades, everything strikes me as trying to be like, I'm not just, you know, one to cut the fray on the front. I'm behind enemy lines, brother. I'm out there ready, you know, take it to the real dirty fight. Like, I mean, he's trying to act all like gruff, you know. Oh my God, dude. I mean, gruffier than, you know, like the rest of them and shit. Just like, it's trying to add the extra to it. Just a lot of extra.
Even like a motherfucker, dude. Oh my God.
I do know if they get by with this.
I mean, also like the whole head thing too he's doing. Like, I mean, it's everything. It's just all of it. It's just extra.
Just braided. As seated President of the United States. If they can do that to him.
What is, like, it, dude, he, like, this is just, it's, the bad part, like, like, what is this, man? What the? Oh my god, this is beautiful, dude. This is great. This is awesome.
Imagine what they could do.
This is unrelated, but someone said popcorn ceiling. I've never seen popcorn ceiling with a pattern like this.
Wait, what is it? Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, I've never seen it like that.
I've lived in many homes with asbestos in it, okay? And I've had popcorn ceilings.
Luckily, our popcorn ceilings are now asbestos popcorn ceilings because they were built after they were using that shit. So, yay. So at least I don't have to worry about that.
Ceiling with an actual pattern. Isn't that interesting? I mean, it's totally unrelated to the video at hand, but
yeah,
you
guys
actually have popcorn ceilings with patterns? You mean to tell me motherfuckers are purposely trying to make it look like a prolapse anus?
With 82,000 new IRS agents, the Biden is sick on us. And I guarantee, give it a year, and it'll come out that the IRS, the only people they charged or went after will be the Republicans, the Trump supporters, MAGA supporters. That's who they're going after.
I don't understand. Half these motherfuckers LARP like they're contractors, and what? You couldn't have paint tape over this, dude? Look at this. Look at what.
Oh my god, dude! The paint on the walls literally seeped on. Oh, dude! Wow, that's so bad. He's just like he just like stopped riffing on the dude, and now it's just going after his fucking art decor in his house. White people, is this the redneck Game of Thrones? I don't know, dude. It's like it's like, what is going on, dude, with the soundtrack? I mean, it's like, it's just ridiculous. And then he got like the it's just like just random like choir shit going on while this dude's like, damn IRS and nearby with damn Biden's coming after us, these damn Democrats. You know, it's like they've gone too far this time, I tell you what. It's like, oh my god, dude, what the fuck? Here, you know, all I gotta do is like white people SMH. I mean, white people SMH though. I might be white, but I'm not. Let's go see what that noise was, white. Oh my god, yeah. I'm the same way. I might be white, but I'm the, hey, what was that noise? Let me go grab my gun, white. What was that noise? Let me grab my double barrel. Let me go grab my granddaddy's shotgun and figure out what the fuck that was. Like, I'm like the Uncle Fudge, like, with that one.
Job, and I'm dog shit at painting. I can't get over this, man. This is so crazy.
And they're planned from the start. But you know what? This award right here? No. That shit ain't gonna happen. I'm willing to die for my fucking country. My family and my country. I really am. With that being said, let's rise up, guys. Take our fucking country back.
Why'd it get quiet towards the end of it?
Okay. I think it was meant to try to add like a sense of somberness of like, it's time to take the country back. Loads weapon, end scene. And then it's just them, you know, off on their patrol, ready to go in, you know, into the fucking base to blow shit up and, you know, kick ass, chew bubblegum or whatever the fuck weird fantasy LARP he's got in his head. Like, I mean, oh my god. And yet, it's time to take the country back. Now let's make 500 more Tic Tacs about this.
DT45 is about to get arrested. Us in the truther community called this happening months ago. Look at my...
If you said that about Working Class Rise Against the Rich, that would have sounded much cooler. Honestly, yeah, I still would have said it's LARPy, but at least it would have been fucking cooler, and I at least would have agreed with it.
Is this hat? Oh my god. Why is he filming mostly his birdhouse? Why does he have the lowest of brims?
What is going on? You know, I'm just now absorbing this now that you just really, like, wait, what?
Okay, have you heard the latest? DT45 arrested.
What do we hold it? Yeah, wait. What the fuck? Dude, his brim is like, I can't even see where his eyes are anymore. I think his eyes are legit just covered by that brim. And he's just filming his birdhouse. Like, stop. Maybe you should have your brim up here so you can actually see where you're pointing your phone, dude. Like, why is he filming his birdhouse?
This happening months ago. Look at my...
What is this hat? Oh my god. Why is he filming mostly his birdhouse? Why does he have the lowest of brims?
The lowest
Evil Summit. Summit 5G, brother. That's right. Because I dodged the 5G coronavirus.
And the truther community called this happening months ago. Look at my TikTok. Once they've called it. This is the gut punch that we've all been anticipating, okay? Don't believe the news, of course. I mean, it's fake anyway. It's actually going to be a body double that you're going to see on screen. It's going to take place in New York. The real one is fully insulated by the military.
I'm on Medium, and there's an article titled, and I quote, "Wide licking on first date means no second date." Is that something people do on dates I wasn't aware of? Not normally. No. That's not something that people normally do when it comes to dates. I mean, unless that's something that both people are into.
Oh, this guy's just joking, or if he's being serious. Because, like, the Trust the Plan Andys are like this. Like, they literally think body doubles. Like, Mike Pence has a body double. For the uninitiated, you're going to think, like, oh, this guy's out of his mind. Like, obviously, it's a joke, right? No one would be serious about this. No, that's, like, a real thing they believe. There's a lot of people that are out there on the internet. They did too much Facebook. Their brains got broken.
Too much
and
Facebook.
Now they legitimately think that, like, QAnon is real. And also there's like body doubles. Like the government routinely snatches people up and like puts body doubles in their place, including with Mike Pence.
Being protected due to...
Huh? Honestly, like for me, like I'm not even like, you know, willing to absolutely override that. I just want to know, why would the government want to do that? I can maybe see that for, like, an exceptionary, like, you know, case or maybe, like, you know, espionage shit. But not with, like, just some bumblefuck politician or, like, you know, some Hollywood actor, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, if it would be quote-unquote body doubles, it would be, like, some espionage shit because, you know, espionage shit. Like, spy stuff. Like, you know, so... You know, and even then, we probably wouldn't even be knowing about it. So, I mean, nah. I just don't get that. It's like, oh yeah, the government just says like body double. Like Mike Pence, that ain't Mike Pence, that's somebody else. He's body double. It's like, what? Like, because it's straight up like, I mean, why would that be the case? So apparently this guy, this woman is talking about, tried to lick her hand all throughout a movie. This guy's fucking... Dude, yeah, that guy's just a fucking weirdo creep, man. Like, that's what it sounds like. Like, a kiss on the hand, sure, but now he's weird. Yeah. Like, I can understand if you're all holding hands and you just kind of give a little, you know, a little peck on it and just kind of, like, maybe cuddle the hand a little bit like this or something, you know. Kind of, you know, have their hand up against, you know, your cheek like that or something like that, you know. With a little peck or something, like, that's normal, like, especially as, like, a first date thing, like, there's nothing wrong with that, or, like, a little peck on the cheek or something, or, you know, just something kind of cutesy, but, like, just going all up in that, like, that's just fucking weird, dude. That's, like, I mean, once you've established, you know, some shit about each other and had, like, your 8th date or some shit like that, I could kind of get it, but... You know, if it's okay. You know, but, like, the first date, or the second or third even, really, I mean, unless by that point it's been figured out. Not if you're a nurse, sorry. What the hell are you doing? Oh, my God. Yeah, he just, like, you know, he just starts, like, kind of slinking down and just, slugs his way down on the floor and just starts removing her shoes. Oh, my God, dude, that'd be fucking... Dude, I just scream and leave. And people be like, quiet down. No, I just leave. Sorry, everyone's movie's ruined, but I'm traumatized. My feet were violated extensively. stop. I mean, yeah. Honestly, there would definitely be a stomp, especially if you get it right on the heel. Like, use the heel. Ooh.
Attempts on his life by the deep state, and this is a psyop. It's a false flag, and the truther community knows
Oh my god.
this. Just don't go out into the streets and riot.
Oh, wait. So, you're one of the weird ones that want to be like, don't actually do anything, guys. It's a false flag. It's a psyop. We told you. You know, but yeah, at the same time, y'all want to take action. So, which is it? Like, do y'all want to do something, or are y'all just gonna, like, fucking just not do anything? Stilettos. I mean, I understand that stilettos can be very uncomfortable for women, but honestly, I do advocate, especially at least for a first date basis, you know, the encouragement of wearing them, just in case that they need to be used as a weapon. Hey, it might be uncomfortable, but I'm looking out for y'all. Because I know, you know the world's fucked. Metal cleats. Oh, yeah. Just like metal cleat bottoms as well. Like 4 nice sharp spikes on that, like, top of the heel too. Ooh.
Provoke. That's what they want, so they can shoot people on the spot and jail them indefinitely, as they did the J6ers. Okay?
Wait, shoot them on a spot and jail them, so they're just gonna have your corpse in a jail cell? That would make the jails and prisons probably very stinky.
Way the movie. This is about to get really, really good. We're in the middle part right now.
It's about to get really good, guys. What? This dude really, honestly, like, he's just like, don't worry, guys, this is actually good. It's all part of the plan.
But no, in the end, the truth is being exposed. Have a nice day.
So, everybody's talking about this fucking gun control bill. Good. We need to discuss it.
Gun control? Wait, what? Alright, like, elaborate this, Amish man. Amish cowboy man. Because I technically am aware of a state one as well, you know, so, like, I mean, what do you, meh?
However, what you don't need to do...
Bro, this is the most Australian hick I've ever seen, dude. Look at this crocodile Dundee looking ass over here, bro. What the f...
It was be afraid. I want you to see something here. It's backwards, but mon labi. Okay? I want to show you this as well. We the people. Now.
So you got a bunch of ridiculous conservative stickers all over your fucking truck. Yeah, yeah, it might be backwards, but yeah, I can see it plain as day. I have to see it very fucking frequently when I happen to be walking to and through the fucking parking lot of my damn store. So, yeah, you're not exactly impressing anybody with your silly stickers.
I don't give 2 shits what bill they pass. You could pass a bill where it says that every male has to castrate himself or be castrated by the government. I mean,
wow, what a hyperbolic random just example.
Come and castrate me, mother. Try to castrate me. Trust me, you'll never leave.
No.
Alive.
Well, that did not sound like a threat at all. Trust me, you'll never leave. Alive. It's like, oh, so we can stay and you'll keep us alive, and that implies you're going to do some weird things that I don't exactly consent to. I don't like that. I think this guy might be like a serial killer in the making, but luckily, you know, he's not in the 70s.
Congressional members who are saying, you know, what you're doing is setting up death. What you're doing is you're setting up altercations between the American people who bother nobody and these government agencies like the ATF and the DOJ and the FBI and all the other motherfuckers that are basically of the crime family.
The crime family? Oh my god.
All you're doing is setting that up.
As if Trump isn't a crime family in and itself.
And that's exactly what they want to do. They want to set it up so that way there's an excuse to declare martial law. Well, fine, you want an excuse to declare martial law?
He looks like if Van Helsing hunted broken lawnmowers on garbage day.
So people don't have to follow laws like they don't like illegal immigrants. He's giving you the all clear. I know, right? I mean, I don't even know what specific gun bill he's talking about. I mean, it honestly kind of gives me a random like vibe that this dude might be from Oregon, because Oregon's got one of the strictest gun bills on the ballots on the midterms right now. And honestly, it's like, it's not even the fact that they're strict that I honestly don't like it. It's that it basically just leaves any of the like qualifications for getting licenses, permits, or anything like that to cops, and that's it. Like, and knowing how far right cops are, and knowing how right wing and how very friendly they are with those motherfuckers and shit, do you really think they're going to be enforcing like 10-round magazine capacity, things, or enforcing background checks on the dudes that they're all buddy with, that these laws are supposed to be like and be enforced on and shit? Fuck no, they're not. Like, I mean, it's, if anything, actually, honestly, it's actually kind of toothless. Like, it will be heavily restrictive on people that a lot of cops don't like. Very poor and impoverished looking people, maybe immigrants, or, a minority of folks and stuff that might be brown or black, or at least a little too brown for their liking. Or if they just just have you be rubbed off the wrong way, they could just be like, nah. So, I mean, it's just like, to just let them have nothing but the total authority, and also just give them more money, too, while you're at it. Just like, here, we'll just, like, give you a bunch of money to also still barely do your fucking jobs as it is. And when you do, it's shit. And also, you have a decree on, like, who can't get guns, basically. It's like, oh, that's smart. It's like, so progressive, Oregon. Like, let's give the authoritarian pigs the jurisdiction who doesn't get guns. And also have a toothless fucking 10-round capacity ban fucking law that is not going to do shit. Especially when it comes to a lot of these Uncle Fudd motherfuckers. And frankly, also, even people like me, to be frank. So it's just like, really? Because, it's honestly, realistically, fucking toothless. And it's honestly kind of ridiculous and a little absurd that it could have been done so much fucking better, even as a basic standard, and yet it's just like, nah, we won't add like a couple extra things that would actually make it worth a fuck, even with the 10-round thing, it's like, nah, we'll just have only cops, dictate these things. Not smart. That's dumb. When I'm ACAP, I'm ACAP on this too. Abolish the cops and build them up from scratch again, then we could talk. Till then, fuck them. They don't deserve to have that authority. They should have that power.
No, he went from gun control to castration directly, so he's admitting that he sees his gun as his dick. I mean, yeah, yeah.
Fuck my gun, you fuck with my dick. I love that, honestly. I mean, it honestly really truly shows main reason why these weird chuckle fucks get guns and shit is because they're very insecure about themselves. And also, they want to, well, do a coup, basically. See, at least for me and my rifle, as much as I like, high-capacity magazines and stuff, too, when it comes to it, I just want to plink shit. I just want to, like, have targets and just plink shit, like, maybe do some sport competition shooting in the future, shit like that. I mean, like, that's what I want to do. Like, I mean, it's like, I don't give a fuck about wanting to try to, like, do a full-on fucking coup with gov and shit or whatever the fuck. Like, if anything, honestly, kind of fuck that, because I honestly know the legit full-on outcome of, what the fuck, that would end up being. So, no thank you. Far more practical ways, even in very disobedient and very uncivil manner, that there's just obviously far better alternatives, and it can achieve better outcomes, And again, you can still be rebellious and disobedient and, maybe to a degree unlawful. But, you don't necessarily have to have the gun. You can leave it at home. It's not your dick. It's safe there. Like, you'll be fine. You'll be okay. Calm down there, Tom. It's alright. I feel like this random Amish fucking cowboy is... like, I feel like his name is Tom. He's Tom now to me.
My dick, you forcibly feminized me. Okay.
Try to castrate me.
Try to force feminize me and make me inject
soy.
soy.
Surgery before you give me a steady flow of HRT coursing through my veins. Okay? I want all this beard hair to translate back to hair in the top of my head. Okay, that's number one, baby.
That's number one, baby.
Forced fem fetishes sounding off tonight? Yeah.
Oh, kick my neighbor's door down and try to take their weapons from them. Kick my door down, and you'll never make it past the threshold.
The threshold, okay. I mean, you might be on the clock, but once you're off the clock, you're pounding 24 pack of Bud Lights and shit, bro. Like, I don't know how well you're going to be able to aim. I like how he's on the clock, but behind his weird little, like, TikTok title shit there in the bottom left corner, I can see the fucking handle of his gun that he has holstered on his side. It's like, come and take it. It's like, oh my god. Like, I mean, like, my next gun I'll probably get is going to definitely be a handgun of some sort, but I'm not going to be, like, carrying it on me, like, everywhere I fucking go. It's just going to stay at home with the rest of them, you know? It's like, I just find it so kind of dumb when people are, like, carrying around like this, especially when they got this fucking dumbass mentality. Which, frankly, honestly, most of them do. Like, I mean, I definitely know there are people that do, yeah, like, conceal carry and just, you know, are very fucking quiet about it, basically say nothing about that, which, at least that, I'm fine with. In fact, I'm honestly more okay with, you know, conceal carry folks and shit, because they usually don't say anything or mention the fact they even have a gun in the first place. Because it's kind of the point of a conceal carry anyways, to imply that you don't have one. So, you know, so that's kind of the point. So, you're not some weird loudmouth, blopey, insecure, small dick fuck, Amish cowboy looking son of a bitch like Tom here, being all like, come and take it. Because it's not like some dick measuring contest. I mean, so stupid. It's like whatever happened to having fun shooting targets or going to like little competition shooting things and stuff. Like whatever happened to that shit? Or just like, you know, taking the old bolt action, you know, go hunt a deer or something. Like whatever happened to that, just like that gun culture. Like it's... Because at least that is just fine and just chill, and there's nothing fundamentally wrong with that. But this shit is just so stupid, and honestly just highlights so much about their problems and insecurities about the people that go off about it endlessly. Just like, oh my god, take 5 gold dead hands, try to knock my door down, you won't make it past the first foot. It through my property. It's like, give me a break, bro.
And the other thing I'm over is fear.
Hold on, lobby equals free gun inside. Yeah, come and take it. Please, steal my gun that I have. Not in a safe, okay?
Stop being afraid. Grow a pair. Still...
AK-47 in public. My dick is not small. Yeah, for real. Like, I wouldn't be carrying my damn AK out around in public. That's just beyond stupid, honestly. Like, like, unless, like, the world collapsed or some shit, there ain't no reason for that. The only time that's out in public is when I'm out at, like, a shooting range or so far in the forest where no one's around to where I can set targets up and no one's gonna care. But that's not really exactly public. Those are just shooting ranges where it's okay to have your gun out and about and loaded up and plinking shit. So it's that's when it's okay to have your gun out in public, when it's not literally in just the street and shit. Man, these fucking people are so ridiculous. This is why I am like, you know, oh. I thought there was like a big explosion outside. I was like, what the fuck? But now it's just my dog. But, yeah, it's just like, I mean, it's why, yeah, I definitely want, you know, some strict accessibility when it comes to, you know, guns and shit, because of just motherfuckers like this. Like, I got no problem with people having guns and shit like that, you know, even if they are high capacity, you know, magazines, you know, for them and shit that, you know, they have for it. Like, I'm fine with shit like that, as long as they go through very strict, you know, procedures, very strict, testing, and also go to an actual gun range that's, you know, where you're scheduled to go through live round training and shit like that with the firearm you want to purchase, so you get familiarized with it and the whole shebang. And, you know, like, there needs to be a very rudimentary, stringent fucking process. The link above beckons fair warning. Contact is Ted Nugent. Oh, God. Nuts. It cuts into the middle of it, apparently. Apparently, it's not in a way I've seen it recently, but must have seen it at least recently enough to where apparently remember when I last stopped looking at it, I guess.
Control. You've been on the NRA's board since '95, and this is a subject that you maybe feel more strongly about than any other.
I believe that
make your case.
I believe that a person's moral compass can be determined by how he references free men the right to defend themselves.
So right off the...
What? I don't even know if that actually even really makes sense. Honestly, it doesn't. Like, what? Well, I just wanted that part so you don't have to watch all of it before that moment. Like, like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, that's just ridiculous psychobabble. It's like, oh, like, I judge someone's moral compass, by whether they think free men, can have the right to defend themselves or some shit. It's like, what? It's like, what does that even mean? I mean, like, yeah, like, I mean, sure, like, I mean, people should have the right to defend themselves on an individual level, but there's more than just a gun that you can use that with, Nugent. You can use all sorts of different things, including your own body, like your fists, to defend yourself with. So, I mean, it's not just guns that is necessary for such. So just throw random gibberish and pretend it's new. I mean, seriously. I mean, I guess that is technically old, but it is just, random gibberish. Because frankly, I mean, all it is just, essentially of like, oh, we don't like the fact that, like people want to like regulate guns just a little bit, so thus, fuck you. We're going to make up some random excuse as to why you can't do that. I mean, that's basically it. If I remember, it wasn't. I think there was more to the clip, wasn't it? Yeah, there was. Okay, hold on.
Gibberish. I'm not even saying that to dismiss it, like, oh, that's just gibberish. No, like it literally makes no sense.
The Second Amendment is so obvious to me. It's insane that there's an argument. God gave. Let's pretend there is no document. Let's pretend brave.
I was hoping you were going to say, let's just pretend there is no God. Like, oh my God, dude. Oh, fuck me.
He didn't leave the tyrants and the slave drivers of Europe.
Well, the country was actually founded by slave owners, Ted.
Yeah, so, considering that slave owners founded a nation, actually slave drivers did, come over here and shit. Like, what? They made a whole fucking capitalistic for-profit business out of it.
Well, as long as you consider complete opposites to be close.
So that they could practice the religion of their choice, so that they could speak out without being murdered, that they could produce wool without the king's men coming and taking it from them every season of harvest. Let's pretend none of that happened. Let's just pretend this guy named Ted Nugent parachuted onto Earth and woke up one morning and saw these wonderful resources and had dreams of excellence and being the best that I could be. I don't need a document, and I don't need another man to explain to me that I have the right to defend my gift of life.
You know what? Sure, if someone's attacking you, you have the right to defend yourself. And
no shit.
99.9% of people would agree with that. But the argument you're making is kind of like saying rape should be legal because everyone has the right to procreation. I mean, it's perfectly possible for me as a human being to recognize that other human beings have the right to defend themselves and still be anti-gun. I'm not anti-gun, but I could still be that position if I really wanted to be, and it would still be completely logically consistent. I mean, by your...
Yep, it would. Because you can use other things, to defend yourself that isn't a gun.
You should be able to have atom bombs. Like, hey, I need an atom bomb to defend myself.
And that there is an argument in America from Hillary Clinton from Barbara Boxer, Dianne Feinstein, from a whole gaggle.
I hate how most of those names are still, like, relevant in politics today because of how fucking old they are.
Who would try to tell me they will dictate where, how, and if I can defend myself.
Yeah, there fucking should be. Because otherwise you could walk into Times Square with a flamethrower. Like, I need this for defense.
I mean, who's gonna, like, be able to say otherwise at that point when pretty much, like, literally everyone in, like, a 20-foot radius has been burnt to a crisp? I mean, at that point, it's like, oh, I had a mob attack me at that point. You know, well, I had to defend myself. Wait, I have a better idea. Close your eyes and pretend Ted Nugent doesn't exist. Alright, let me do that. Oh, god damn, that's nice. That's pretty nice. Yeah, that's some pretty good shit, not even gonna lie.
Avenue with a fucking tank. This is my tank for personal defense. I mean, yeah, everyone has a right to self-defense, but I think there should be some guidelines as to what's acceptable to defend yourself with. Now, for some people, they're going to say guns are not acceptable. Other people will say guns are acceptable. I'm kind of in the middle. I think that some guns are kind of acceptable under some circumstances.
I find that preposterous. I find it unacceptable, and I will not accept it.
No one gives a fuck if you accept it. In fact, you can break it all you want. Just go to jail. I mean, in fact, you said that if Obama was reelected, you would be dead or in jail by this time, and you're still not. So you're a fucking liar, Ted. I prefer dead.
Yeah, that's basically
hey,
Joe Biden, but
nice too.
Yeah, he is a little too young. It is unfortunate that Ted Nugent didn't die or go to jail because of Obama, and he's still not in jail or dead, despite now Biden basically being president. It's like, I mean, bro, are you gonna, like, actually follow up with your actions there, Brad?
Don't tread on me. A good, law-abiding citizen, not convicted of a felon. The Second Amendment of our Bill of Rights is my concealed weapons permit. Period.
The Second Amendment...
No, it's not. Literally, no, it's not. It says nothing about concealed carry at all. Like, your concealed carry permit is your concealed carry permit, you fucking dipshit. And you have to go for a legal process to go get that, and you actually have to, like, qualify and pass the tests in order to do so, and that's very fucking hard.
To the fucking musket, alright? So, I mean, you don't know if the founding fathers would have written that the same way if they lived in the age of the M16. I mean, I don't know that they wouldn't have, but you don't know that they would have. So it seems to me that we're both arguing from a position of ignorance when it comes to what people who lived hundreds of years ago in a totally different era would have thought.
That's it.
That's it.
So no limitations of any kind that you can see?
None.
That's it.
The limitation should be, instead of arresting people for molesting children 24 times, I would rather the dad walked into the room, found a person molesting that child, and blew his brains out.
Said the guy who routinely had sex with a 14-year-old girl.
Sounds like the father of that 14-year-old girl should have walked into the room with you and blown your brains out there, butto. And frankly, like, a part of me doesn't even inherently necessarily, like, disagree with the sentiment. I just disagree with actually doing that. Like, go ahead and beat his brains in or whatever the fuck, but, I mean, like, don't beat it too much. I mean, rather study that guy and have him have the key locked away and thrown off and shit. You know, and actually at least, you know, tried and convicted and, you know, and everything. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, it's like, I can at least get it, but still, I mean, you're still gonna go to jail, bud. Or, you know, you might get a manslaughter charge, or you might get a light sentence, you know, given the case, but you're still gonna go. Because regardless, I mean, just because, you know, someone's doing wrong doesn't mean you can do a wrong and it makes it right. You know?
I would rather that the lady in Massachusetts last month who was taking her daughter to soccer, who was carjacked by a recidivistic maggot who'd been in the prison system all his life but was let out again because we feel sorry for him. Maybe he had a bad childhood. Instead of her being hijacked and murdered, I'd rather she just shot the bastard dead. But in Massachusetts, somebody decided she can't do that. So she's dead.
Hey, while we're just airing our broken and fucked up psyches and pretending that it's some kind of argument, I wish that she'd gotten out of the car and raped him to death with a 19-inch dildo with nails pounded into it.
I mean, honestly, that sounds like it'd be a far more interesting form of self-defense. Like, I mean, sure, you know, while we're at it, like, I wish she just, like, you know, got out of the vehicle, grabbed a fucking, you know, flaming hot dildo bat and shit. That's literally like, you know, just like this congealed, like, borderline lava, you know, hot ass rock and shit, and just like impale that son of a bitch and make it go right out of his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a dildo bat that's like 8 feet long and just right through the ass and out through the mouth, like, you know, it's like boom, you know. Straight up. I mean, fuck the spikes and just beating the person to death with it. Just, like, go Vlad the Impaler with that. You know what I mean? Vlad the Dildo Impaler.
We're just gonna talk about, like, our fucked up little fantasies. There we go. By the way, what did this carjacker use to carjack her with? I'm betting it was a fucking
gun. Yeah.
And you know what? If someone comes to you and you're driving your car, you go, da-da-da-da-da, someone comes to you with a gun, what are you gonna do? You have a gun too. You're gonna reach for your gun, aim it at them, and fire before they can simply pull the trigger of the gun that's already being pointed at you. Yeah, that would happen, Ted. That would.
Yeah, unless you're like some crazy John Wayne, like, you know, like some crazy shit like that, where you got like Deadeye on, where it's like, and while that person, he's just slowly just like pulling the trigger on the Deadeye, and just while you're in Deadeye, you're just going through this like, boom, casual motion, and then he's just in a slow-mo of like, oh, you know, just like flying away and shit. I should probably be careful, so I don't want to burn.
Because every criminal just kind of stands idly by while people make arrangements to defend themselves. I'm gonna shoot you soon. Oh shit, I better get my gun. Hold on. Okay.
I guess I'll wait.
Oh! I mean, what the fuck? You know what
what the fuck? I mean, honestly though, it's just like, it's like someone pulls a gun. I mean, it's like, hey, mister, you're like, hey, don't challenge me to a duel. This is not how you challenge me to a duel. If we want to challenge to a duel, just say so. Let's walk 10 paces back and let's have our duel then. You know, put it back in the holster, let's actually go, brother. You know, just like get, you know, set up, and we're just like, you know, like, yeah, that's also 100% what happens if someone, you know, like, you know, tries to mug you, or, you know, just pulls a gun on you or some shit. It's like, hey, hold on. I have one myself, and I will use it. But this is a duel. So you need to, like, take 10 space back, put it back in holster, and let's go. You know, it's all Wild West, baby. I mean, if there's literally no regulation in all Wild West, you know, let's go by, you know, that logic and fucking, you know, have the, you know, the 10 pace duel and the whole shebang.
I'd rather society invest in preventing criminals like this from ever being formed. We already know the social conditions that lead to this sort of fucking thing. Why don't we just implement that? Oh no, that makes me a liberal pussy for even suggesting such a thing, right?
Or a commie crazy lefty or some shit.
Ted Nugent's like, but if we stop crime before it happens, then I don't get to shoot nobody. And that's no good.
I would rather that the guy who beat this lady to within an inch of her life in Waco, on parole, was he? Phenomenal. And beat her to within an inch of his life in front of her grandchildren with a whiskey bottle. I would rather she fell to the ground, pulled out a .38, and shot him 6 times in the chest and killed him.
I like how all of Ted's examples rely on the idea that if good guys are armed, they will invariably prevail over the bad guys.
I mean, just insanely. And also just, not just like, you know, shoot them once and they fall to the ground and they just, like, you know, save themselves, but also do so in a way of where it's just like, oh, I'm going to literally mag dump this person, put all, like, the bullets loaded in this thing into this person, and make sure that their head is essentially, like, just a shattered, like, ceramic bowl with, like, pudding in it. have like their chests looking like Swiss cheese and everything else in between. It's just like, you know, I mean, this really does like speak more on Nugent more so than anything else. And good lord, I mean, maybe it's good that he's like a borderline, like barely relevant musician and shit. Because, I mean, if he didn't have, like, because I will give him this, is at least a pretty decent guitarist. I mean, but, like, if he didn't have that talent and it was actually very shitty, oh my god, like, he would be Charles Manson 2.0. Like, straight up. He would. Like, he just deadass would. Only it would be part of, like, the far-right crazy, you know, shit instead of, you know, Charles Manson's weird hippie shit or whatever the fuck. How Ted thinks my games works. Excuse me, good sir. Notice you happen to carry a load of cash on you, and I wanted to use this gun to forcibly acquire it from you. No problem, but you caught me at a bad time. Do you mind waiting a moment while I grab my gun out as well? Not at all. It is a polite thing to do. Thanks so much, Mugger's shot. I know, dude. Again, just in his world, just somehow inevitably prevails, you know, against all odds.
I mean, look, like, the only way that a gun is useful is as a deterrent. Alright, if you're already in a fucking situation, chances are your gun is not going to do you any good. Because criminals tend to get the drop on you. I mean, if a criminal doesn't tend to, like, announce, like, hey, I'm coming with my gun, so, you know, defend yourself. That doesn't happen, okay? The only useful thing about having a gun is as a deterrent. Because if the criminal sees, hey, that person has a gun, it's not really worth it to go after that person as opposed to someone who's unarmed. But that's the only fucking reason. Like, this fucking fantasy world where everyone is gonna be Jesse James, and every time they're in a bad situation, it's like, boom! Yeah! Wild West, motherfucker! Whoa! What? You're living in a fucking fantasy!
Am I weird? Because they...
No, well, yes. I was gonna say no. Just because I was gonna say you're a fucking psychopath. But, no, you are. You're just a weird psychopath. You're a weird fucking psychopath.
I'm gonna get out again. I don't like repeat offenders. I like dead offenders.
I'm 28 years old. I've never owned a gun. I've never fired a gun. I never plan on it. Because in my opinion...
I think 2022 TJ would have to tell you something a little bit different, buddy.
...put me in greater risk. And if you guys want an indicator of the kind of person who is persuaded by the Nooge is coming to splooge his information all over you. Let me say something to all you scumbags out there coddling these trash felons. State by state, we are organizing militias to fight the NWO. That's New World Order. When they come for our guns, but let me be very clear, we will not, let me repeat, we will not accept anyone with any kind of prior conviction on their record. They will be checked, and we will notify the NWO of their address, and they will be handed over for processing. Don't apply and don't defend a country you betrayed. Scum are not welcome in the fight for liberty. The NWO...
I mean, in a weird way, I guess there's like some partial truth, because there's a lot of rats that were ratting out people on January 6th and shit. While, you know, being criminals and, you know, a bunch of delinquent thugs themselves. So, I mean, while, no, actually, your ilk are a bunch of criminal trash, while you all, you know, and a bunch of trash-ass, you know, fucking felons and shit yourselves. But yeah, I want to cry that, like, you know, these black people and immigrants and everything else in between are a bunch of trash felons. It's like, give me a fucking break. And on the same time, just like, we will rat out these people. It's like, I mean... Yeah, so eating yourself, you know, from the inside out. That's always a good idea. But go ahead, keep doing that. That's okay. I'm okay.
I've been done with you pieces of trash. That doesn't even, I mean, this doesn't even fucking make sense within itself. The government is evil and corrupt and needs to be overthrown. But anyone who's broken its laws is not free to join us. Here's a guy that's actually arguing with Ted. I am an ex-convict from decades ago, now very successful in academics and business, and would like to say Ted Nugent is the type of psycho the Constitution keeps out of our lives. He thinks he understands it, but he can barely read or talk. And then someone by the name of Patriot Warrior responds, hey, ex-con, you know what you deserve, bitch? A bullet in the brain and eternal damnation, just as Jesus has ordained for you, punk. You come near my...
What the fuck? I mean, I guess, as far as I'm concerned, Jesus has already ordained you. As far as I'm concerned, you're worthy of the same thing.
Your brains stains will be splattered on the wall. Scum, scum. Hope you don't see me on the street, bitch. And it's funny because Patriot Warrior can't even spell bitch. And also, how did he get this child shit? Like, you come near my child. I mean, you're aware that not even the majority of ex-cons are child molesters or have done anything to children. In fact, child molesters get the shit beaten out of them in prison because prisoners hate child molesters probably even more than the general fucking population of the country does.
I mean, really, if anything, like, honestly, there's more stories about how they, will get the shit kicked out of them or straight up killed in fucking prison and shit. They're, like, heavily outcasted. Patriot Warrior, gay. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, you could tell that, Patriot Warrior fella is 100%, got homosexual insecurities. 100%.
You're an idiot! You're not even, you're such fucking stupid people that you don't even pay attention to your own rhetoric or live within the context of the fucking alternate reality that you've created for yourselves. I mean, you're fucking
People that should never have guns.
I'm the Amazing Atheist. This is my book, The Douchebag Bible. You can buy it down below. There's a link to subscribe to my channel in the top left-hand corner if you're watching on YouTube with annotations. If you don't have annotations, then you can subscribe to me by clicking a link down below in the description. There's lots of other links in the description, such as social networks and stuff. And if you want to help me out, you can...
Yeah. Okay, TJ. Okay, TJ. We get it. Douchebag Bible, ba-ba-ba, shibba-ba-ba. But, man, it's just like these fucking crazy-ass weirdo far-right nutballs are just... I don't even know, dude. The Nazi guys are Proud Boys. I honestly have a feeling that Proud Boys, like, if they're at their, like, house parties and shit, straight up have, like, gay orgies. Honestly, just straight the fuck up. Like, just, like, no being around the bush around it, just straight up steamy-ass gay orgy sex. I mean, honestly, like, what else would there be, like, especially with a name like that, you know what I mean? Like, what else would be going on there? Sounds so Boy Scout. I know, dude. It's like they wish that it's like they're Boy Scout rejects, like they were kicked out of the Boy Scouts or some shit for some reason, or they never got into it in the first place, and they all wish they could do it. See what other random shit could be tubing it up. Should the U.S. give/sell Ukraine F-16? No. Wow, actually a lot of people are saying no. I'm actually kind of surprised with that. 45% no. You're just like, here's your acorn badge, Jimmy. And then he breaks down crying. That'd be great. That honestly would be fucking amazing. Just have him break. It's like, here's your acorn badge. You have successfully, harvested 5 Antifa acorns. And it's just like random little acorn, just random little, it's just like fucking, just like bits of like punk jewelry or some shit that's like falling off. It's like, here's your little acorns. You've collected 5, so here's your little badge. Were you in the Scouts? My nephew is. No, I wasn't personally. I kind of wanted to a little bit, but never really got an opportunity to actually get into it growing up. So, but at least for me, I'm not gonna be all like a weird Proud Boy reject about it, or like Patriot Prayer or whatever the fuck. Matt Washington lives with Tic Tac and site harassment against Children's Hospital. What? Death threats and... Are you fucking kidding me? Alright, can't, like... Low-key, though, like, the personal information of that lives with TikTok bitch has been revealed, hasn't it? because that bitch literally gets off. No, like, I think her name has been released. And frankly, I think it should be an obligation to have that public information. Like, straight up. Like, address everything. Like, honestly, like, I mean, this is like, it's straight up like, you know, a fucking level of like psychological terroristic action and shit. But there are several people with her name, so it's really hard to really pinpoint it. Yeah. Obviously, you can't just like go to every single bitch that has that name and be like, "Fuck you," you know, whatever. You know, so yeah. I mean, that's why it has to be like, you know, very, you know, covert, like, you know, operation, you know, initially. Like, actually, you know, do the research and, you know, kind of sift through and, you know, like, scratch out people who are pretty obviously not, you know, these people, but maybe, you know, but then, you know, kind of narrow it down to potentially who might. Because, I mean, considering the whole, like, account itself, couldn't they be able to trace that back somehow? What's TikTok? Never mind. Well, she doesn't show her face at all, doesn't she? I don't know. Maybe we'll see in this video. I mean, it's a Humans Report video. It was uploaded yesterday, but didn't get a chance to see it. I wasn't going to watch it last night, but ended up chatting with my roommate, and then we did other shit. Mainly looking at that Jordan Peterson stuff. Oh my god. I'm going to just make sure I don't have Jordan Peterson shit at all for a night, at least. I can only handle him in, like, so much a week. Now I have my dose for the week.
So we've talked about how the far right has terrorized teachers who were supposedly indoctrinating young people.
Mike, why are you so loud?
LGBTQ plus lifestyle, as if that's a thing that you can actually do. But now they've switched their targets, and they're focusing on doctors, specifically pediatricians at children's hospitals, if they provide medically necessary gender-affirming care to trans youth. And what they've done is incite harassment against doctors and staffers at several hospitals, and it's gotten so out of control that now someone could actually get hurt. Somebody might actually take action and hurt one of these doctors because of the hate that the far right has incited. So the biggest offender, predictably, is the hate account on Twitter known as Libs of TikTok. So over the course of the last week, they've made or shared 14 posts fear-mongering about the gender-affirming care that Boston Children's Hospital provides to their trans patients. Now, this predictably sparked harassment and death threats towards the staff, and knowing that this was the effect, what did Libs of TikTok do? Well, they continue to do exactly the same thing. Fear-mongering about the gender-affirming care offered this time at other hospitals, such as the Phoenix Children's Hospital. But Libs of TikTok was not alone, because Matt Walsh, a self-proclaimed theocratic fascist, decided to join in, and he incited harassment against specifically the Boston Children's Hospital. Now, I'm going to play...
Good lord. All of our hospitals having turrets. And, like robo dog like guards that have like basically the equivalent of like cattle prods, but for like elephants. Yeah, so they can just be just zapped.
Media Matters. So they juxtapose what he said about the Boston Children's Hospital with a news report from just a couple of days later. Watch the way that his words incited harassment against this hospital.
Today on the Matt Walsh Show, children's hospitals around the country are butchering, mutilating, and sterilizing their young patients. So according to Boston Children's Hospital, literally every toddler who has ever been born or will ever be born is trans. Now, if it seems like they're casting the widest imaginable net in order to catch the most...
So just, I mean, honestly, just literally fucking lying and doing disgusting Nazi propaganda.
Children they can.
Because honestly, frankly, especially with how they discuss trans issues, it's just straight up Naziistic. Like, they talk about it like they're fucking Nazis.
After sterilization and butchery before they can even talk? Well, that's because that's exactly what these monsters are doing.
You know, when it comes to, like, genital mutilation and torture, and the monsters that do that when it comes to circumcision and female genital mutilation with female circumcision, I would agree with you, but no, I guess, you know, it's totally okay for religious dogma and religious doctrine to genitally mutilate your children and your babies, you know, but, if, you know, your child might potentially be trans, then they're going to get, you know, HRT and things like that, and they're not going to get any fucking surgeries at all until they're like fucking 18, because the idea of, like, you know, a toddler or some shit having like gender affirming care or some shit, you know, when it comes to a surgery is like that no one is doing that at all. All right, about American, I won't stand for this. Access denied. Doom laser turns them into ash. Yep.
Moment. Without much resistance from the public. But that has to end. We have to stop making it so easy on them. And that's why I'm in the very early stages of trying to organize a national coordinated effort to fight back against this evil. You know, it's really just a...
What are they gonna do? Like, lock and load and arm up with the rest of the far-right Christian fascists and the Nazis? Because none of you barely do anything besides harass and cry and bitch and moan on the internet. But then when someone, you know, on their own accord does something in an isolated event or some shit, you're all just gonna think it's fake and a false flag, or just rule it off as like some isolated lone wolf event that has nothing to do with you.
Maybe we begin at Boston Children's Hospital.
Boston Children's Hospital says its staff is being threatened and harassed now after far-right activists on social media posted misinformation claiming they perform gender-affirming hysterectomy procedures on young girls. The hospital says it's not true. They do not perform those procedures for anyone under the age of 18. Boston Children's Hospital says it is proud, though, to be home to the first pediatric and adolescent transgender health program in the United States. The hospital, though, now is working with law enforcement to try to better protect its staff in the face of these lies.
That, my friends, is what we call stochastic terrorism. His words had a direct impact on that news story. And let's look specifically at what he said. Quote, we have to... I mean, it's like, if there's any, like, legitimately, like, an excuse or justification for deplatforming, like, Matt Walsh is it. Like, I'm just gonna be blunt and fat one. Like, I mean, the dude isn't just, you know, making his opinions known or, you know, or whatever the fuck. He's saying outright fucking lies that are not just lies, but fundamentally dangerous and violently so, that, you know, threaten, you know, the lives of these doctors and nurses and shit because of some random propagandizing Nazi bullshit that, you know, he's trying to spew. Like, I mean, which honestly, especially for me, is the reason why I think, you know, he's not just a grifter. Like, he legit believes that shit because he is a far-right Naziistic theocrat. Like, he openly calls himself a fascist theocrat. Oh, easy on that.
I wish he'd be a little more honest and just, you know, say that he's just straight up a fucking Nazi, but, I mean, it's not going to be that honest.
I think one of your lunatic viewers is going to take away after hearing you say that, Matt. We have to stop making it so easy on them. In other words, take action. He's trying to actually galvanize people to intervene and stop gender-affirming care that's being provided to trans youth.
Yeah,
he also says,
I mean, honestly, even if he is, like, I still want to fuck it.
Back against this evil. And maybe we begin at Boston Children's Hospital. There is no question that this is incitement, and he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing, and incitement is exactly what happened because the hospital was bombarded with harassment.
Matt Walsh fan gets shot. I need a doctor. You mean the people you're just trying to kill? Yeah, them. Honestly, I legit hope that if, you know, one of these motherfuckers tries to do something and actually show up with a gun and gets, you know, taken down and is still alive and in critical condition, they are put in that hospital, and those fucking doctors or nurses, you know, overlook their whole, like, we have to protect to save lives and shit rule for, you know, 1 second. And just basically make sure that the dude, you know, like, oh, we're saving you, but, well, looks like you died. Well, we tried to save him. Too bad, so sad. Oh, yeah, you know, it's like he was just shooting down the hallway that I was just walking out of a patient's room of, but, you know, yeah. Let me just save you and do a surgery on you, sure. It's like, if I was a doctor in that situation, I would purposely fuck that surgery up, honestly, just straight up. Like, I wouldn't give a fuck. Luckily, I'm not a doctor, so I can say that, but I'm in a kid's hospital because you're clearly not an adult. Yeah, no shit.
had to release a statement via Twitter saying, in response to commentary last week critical of our gender multi-specialty service program, Boston's Children's Hospital has been the target of a large volume of hostile internet activity, phone calls, and harassing emails, including threats of violence toward our clinicians and staff. We are deeply concerned by these attacks on our clinicians and staff, fueled by misinformation and a lack of understanding and respect for our transgender community. Now they go on to explain that the claim that they're performing hysterectomies on minors as a form of gender-affirming care is completely false.
No bedside manner at all. Am I gonna die? Maybe I'm not psychic.
And they state that they would not do this procedure on a patient under the age of 18, and it says this on their website in bolded letters. All genital surgeries are only performed on patients age 18 and older. So they're lying.
I mean, because that's just like the common, knowledge when it comes to anyone that actually knows or gives enough of a shit to look into about what transgenderism is about and what it is. Like, because anyone with any basic understanding on that shit would be able to tell you, it's like, yeah, when it comes to genital surgeries, like actual like surgery and shit, like that is when you're 18 and over. Like everything else, like, hormone replacement therapy, some counseling, other shit like that, that's all, still at play. And, and there's different stages, of the developmental period of the person. If they're like 5, and maybe they don't necessarily get HRT right off the bat. But, they go for other processes of the transition. And thus, once they start going for puberty, then the HRT starts going into effect. And once they're an adult, then, whether they wish to do so or not every trans person, for whatever reason, wants to go for the surgeries, will, then they'll go through and, do the surgery if they so choose. Because I know there are definitely trans people out there that want to go full transition, or at least want to, but keep the genital parts and shit, or, whatever the fuck. Like, there's... because I know there's one, like, Buck Angel's a trans man, but he still has his female biological sex organs and shit. So, it's one example, and is so thus, and, there's obviously other trans folk that are probably the same, where they, keep, some of their older biological sex organs, but, for whatever reason. But that's fine. Like, that's their discretion, and that's their choosing, but that's the whole point of normalizing and having these processes and these procedures, because not only it gives the person the bodily autonomy choice, because that's the whole fundamental point of it all, really, at the end of the day, is the choice, to do with your own fucking body. And then from there, just actually, flowering that and, developing that in somebody. And it's different for different people. So it's like, for fuck's sake, it's not that hard to, it might be kind of confusing, especially for someone who doesn't get it at first. Because honestly, especially with my roommate last night with what him and I were talking about, tangential to this topic, he just seems like someone who just doesn't, know better, just kind of more ignorant on the issue, more so than just like a legit kind of a full-on bigoted asshole. A little more judgmental, I guess, but not like a full-on mega dick about it, I guess. Not Matt Walsh, he's not Matt Walsh. Quite, honestly, considering what Matt Walsh, is, what he does, versus, my roommate, what his, take is, his shit's pretty soft. Matt Walsh is, trying to literally, burn all trans people at the stake, basically, if he could have his way. I don't think my roommate would do that. He would think you're weird and, should, kind of keep it to herself or something, but he's not, I highly doubt that, he would want that. It's I'm pretty confident with that one, at least. Because, again, for him, it's probably more on a sense of, just doesn't understand it and doesn't really know much about it. It hasn't really been, totally educated on it. So it's just for Matt Walsh, though, he fucking knows. He knows what he's doing. And that's what makes it more dangerous, because it makes people that might, be naive and shit, though, maybe judgmental, more susceptible to that. You know, instead of, you know, being maybe still kind of judgmental or whatever, but at least more understanding, you know, to it. Because I'd rather at least someone understand it better, you know, even if they are still kind of judgmental about it. You know, it's like at least they understand or are more informed on it. You know, but if you still don't like it, whatever. Just don't be a mega asshole about it.
They're not concerned about genital surgeries being performed on minors, because if they were, they'd rally against circumcision. But let me tell you what this is about.
No shit, that's why I was mentioning it earlier, by the way. Because I love how, like, people like Matt Walsh will always crow about genital mutilation about children, but yet want to make up these lies, you know, of, like, genital mutilation that's going on to kids. Even though there's a legit fucking problem with that going on now. So, you know, when it comes to religious organizations, you know, doing this to infants and toddlers and, you know, newborns and shit. Not just in Christian sects here in this country, but also within a Judaic sects as well. Like, cause there's like a whole, you know, like in very very ultra orthodox synagogues in the U.S. and shit. Like, they do the whole traditional style of, like, you know, cutting the dick and then, like, sucking the blood out, you know, to, like, help not bleed them out or whatever the fuck. Like, the whole shebang or whatever. It's fucked up. Like, I mean, and there's no anesthetics or none of that shit, especially when they're doing the OG traditional way. At least in the more Christian way, they actually will send you to a fucking doctor. You know, for the most part. Maybe there's some weird fucking crazy sects that are basically like the ultra-Orthodox Jewish communities sometimes with that. But nonetheless, it's still fucking mutilation and torture. And that is an actual problem. But no, let's not talk about that.
Hating queer people and trying to erase queer people out of existence. Now, if you're not familiar with the Libs of TikTok account, this is the account that referred to the Trevor Project as a grooming organization. Now, the Trevor Project is an organization that tries to prevent LGBTQ plus youth from committing suicide. Now, this organization became prominent in the early 2010s following a plethora of LGBTQ plus teen suicides, starting with Tyler Clementi. And during this wave, children as young as 13, like Seth Walsh, died after being in a coma for 9 days following an attempt to hang himself, and he did this after being bullied by his peers because he was gay. But according to Libs of TikTok,
interesting how, you know, queer folk are starting to off themselves left and right, or probably get, you know, like, frankly, honestly, slowly killed. Because in a lot of cases, I imagine a lot of these kids probably literally get the fuck beaten out of them. Like, to the point that, like, their heads half caved in, practically. You know, like, borderline starting to cave and shit. You know, and they get so fucking pretty much literally broken that they rather just, you know, try to off themselves and shit. I guarantee you that, like, you know, maybe not half, but, like, a decent chunk of, you know, these kids that are, you know, because they're getting outed or being, you know, ousted by these fucking fascist Nazi motherfuckers and shit, are just straight up, you know, like, especially because they're kids, they don't have any control in their fucking lifestyle. You know, what do they see? Which is fucked, because, you know, you can't necessarily say, well, try to up and leave. Like, oh yeah, with the parents who also are, like, homophobic and are probably, you know, enabling the problem too. I mean, hopefully not, and luckily, at least I'd say more so in these cases that there's more parents coming out and trying to be more defensive about their kids, more so than not, and, you know, whether they're gay or trans or otherwise. Like, there was that Fox News article, or not even an article, it's like a news segment where it was strangely legit pro-trans as fuck. Where it was, like, basically the equivalent of, like, you know, the white nuclear family, but one of the kids was trans, and basically just did this, like, whole thing about how they're just like, yeah, you know, we, you know, how the parents didn't understand it, and if anything, you know, kind of found it hard to figure, you know, out what was, you know, it all about, but we're able to, you know, come to terms to it. And while they are definitely still, you could tell, somewhat conservative leaning and shit, like, they have a more bigger understanding in it, you know, and are actually more defensive and more willing to be like, yeah, I care and give a fuck about my kid, you know, versus, like, some weird ideological shit. Because it's never about the kids with these fucking weirdos. Like, it's always about just trying to, you know, subjugate, you know, society into their weird, freaky cult norms. Does Matt have kids? CPS ASAP? I think he does. And yes, CPS needs to be called on him, because they also, like, he rubs me as, you know, like a PDF file, you know? He honestly, he just strongly rubs me that way. He just gives me that vibe.
An organization that literally tries to save the lives of LGBTQ plus youth, and yet these people are trying to convince us that they're concerned with the well-being of these children. No, not at all. And just to be very clear, nothing that the Boston Children's Hospital is doing is illegal or unethical. Gender-affirming care has been studied for...
On semi-related note, Blair White, Dave Rubin, great job. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they're part of the problem. I mean, like, because Blair White, like, she basically is just, like, pretty much the only reason why, like, I feel like she, you know, was, you know, like, like, the only reason why I feel like, I mean, she has the grift that she does is because she legit, kind of like, you know, people like, you know, like Caitlyn Jenner and shit like that, you know, probably does have, you know, some conservative-leaning views. And because of that type of, you know, group, and especially how transphobic a good chunk of them are, she has, like, this insecurity of wanting to try to, like, look as female presented as possible, and thus just basically uses, like, her whole trans thing as, like, a cop-out of being like, see, I'm the good trans. I mean, because she just looks, basically, I'm just gonna be blunt, the equivalent of, like, you know, like, some sort of, like, hot porn star body, like, aesthetic, like, just straight up. And I think there's a reason for it, because it's like, she's trying to make herself look like, you know, a very attractive woman as much as possible, which is fine. I don't care. Like that she is. I mean, she is attractive. I will give her that. But, like, you know, but considering, you know, like, breaking it down a little bit, it's kind of a reason to it. Because you probably wouldn't have to go so deep into that, you know, if it wasn't for the following that she had and shit. Just considering, you know, what they believe in, too. And considering that a lot of them basically are, you know, either do to some extent or just straight up outright do, you know, believe, you know, the shit that Mal Schwalt does. It's just kind of like with Dave Rubin, you know, they don't give a fuck that you're, like, presenting and looking like, you know, a very attractive woman or some shit. They don't care. The fact that you're trans, you know, is still, you know, like a death sentence for you. Like, you'll just be the last one in line. You know, you'll be sitting there with them, you know, but once the line starts getting short, when they're starting to get the last couple in there, you're going to be like, all right. It's like they just shove you over there. It's like, wait, what are you pushing me over for? It's like, get in line. What, you think you're going to be over here forever? We gave you the privilege to watch everyone else. So, yeah, you're next.
It's not only medically necessary, but they're doing what the medical consensus agrees is going to help trans youth. But they don't care, because again, it's not about the facts to them. This is about hate. And that's why they incited harassment against the Boston Children's Hospital. Now, in particular, here's some of the messages that they received courtesy of Vice News. The hospital did not specify where the threats were coming from, but Vice News has uncovered some violent threats posted on far-right and extremist platforms targeting the doctors. Quote, long past time to start executing these doctors, a member of a pro-Trump message board formerly known as the Donald wrote under a copy of a video featuring a doctor from the hospital. This message board is the same one whose members last week doxed and made violent threats against the judge who signed the search warrant that allowed the FBI to search the home of former President Donald Trump. The forum's members encouraged one another to post negative remarks on the hospital's YouTube videos, which were ultimately removed as a result of the influx of comments. Another member posted the phone number of the hospital and encouraged others to call them on the phone. Quote, demons like this do not deserve to breathe. Crimes against humanity equals death, one Telegram user wrote under a link to one of the...
I would agree, but the people that comment is referring to is people that are in that Telegram group chat, not the doctors. But that's just me.
Claims. Quote, these people are psychopaths and should be locked up, another wrote. On both platforms, the doctors and hospital staff were referred to as pedophiles and groomers, attacks that have become a mainstay of Republican orthodoxy in recent months. So that's the result of their words. And they knew that this would happen, but they did it anyway because this is what they want. It's not just that they're spewing hate. They're literally inciting harassment against doctors at a children's hospital, at multiple children's hospitals potentially, but Boston Children's Hospital in particular, they really bear the brunt of this. But I mean, this is, again, it's not just hate, it's not just bigotry. This is stochastic terrorism. This is an incitement of harassment. This is not freedom of speech. It's not even hate speech. It's worse than that. Because they actually are trying to get people to take action against doctors who are providing care that, again, is medically necessary to trans youth. And no, that does not include bottom surgery on teenagers. Again, if you were an adult...
considering that, like, so much of, like, what these, you know, fuckers are doing, like, it does honestly, you know, give me a sense of, like, yeah, these type of people honestly, you know, need to, like, have the FBI raids on them as well. Like, I mean, this one thing that I noticed from a lot of these right-wing TikToks, too, is that, like, oh, you know, the FBI's coming for us, too. It's like, you know what? I hate the FBI as much as you weirdos, but, yeah, good. I hope they do. Like, they're doing a base thing for once. So, yeah, I hope they start, you know, getting you guys, too, you fucking freaks. Like, they're already, you know, came out being like, yeah, we're kind of prepared for a far major uptick in, like, far-right fascistic terrorism and shit. So, we're just kind of preparing for that. Like... I mean, you know, it's like, wow, they're actually, like, being proactive about this, maybe? Yay. Cool. That'd be nice.
For gender-affirming surgery, bottom surgery, it's very difficult to get it in a country with a broken healthcare system like ours. Trans adults have a hard enough time getting bottom surgery because it's so cost-prohibitive. So we don't have a universal healthcare system in this country. So to make it seem as if, you know, trans youth are willy-nilly getting bottom surgeries, it shows you not just how ignorant they are about gender-affirming care, but how stupid they are when it comes to our own healthcare system. They don't know how difficult it is to get any procedures in this country unless you have a lot of money. But that's what they're doing. It's not about the facts. It's not about the surgeries. It's not about the children. This is about trying to erase all queer people out of society, and it's happening socially and culturally through efforts like this, but also legislatively, where governors like Ron DeSantis are not only banning gender-affirming care for trans youth, but they're trying to medically detransition teens who have socially transitioned over the years. And when it comes to social transition, we're talking about using different set of pronouns and dressing a certain way, but they're trying to control even that. This is what it's come to.
Even though there's beyond, like, no harm in that, let alone fucking the actual surgeries or anything like that in themselves, even though, like, teenagers and kids are not getting them in the first place, because that's not what the, you know, medical science consensus is on that. But in these weird fucking freaks' minds and shit, you know, because, oh, there happens to be a couple trans folk that happen to exist, so thus it's like some crazy-ass phenomenon that, you know, you know, that it's just suddenly, you know, going to spread like, you know, like an actual disease or some shit where it's gonna take out, like, half of our children and make them all, like, gay, queer, trans groomers themselves, or, it's just, it's so fucking ridiculous. Especially, oh my god, fucking weed. Weed, please. Especially considering that, like, it's all basically just on their virtue of just spewing as much pseudoscientific lies and bullshit, you know, to fundamentally just, like, quash and crush any type of dissent or, like, things that they deem undesirable. I mean, it's like I said, it's just all very Nazistic type of fucking thinking, you know, from these sons of bitches. Great people have been around for thousands of years, short of the human race, and they'll disappear, nor should they. Nor is a fun word, I don't get teased often outside my stories. Won't disappear, I mean, yeah. Because they've literally been around since humanity has been around, because, like, they're, like, you queer behavior, whether homosexual or otherwise and shit, it could be seen with other animals. So, of course, it would be seen within ourselves. Damn. Last few little hits of weed there fucking knocking me out. Jesus. Sweet babies. Let's hope that my portable charger will last a little longer. But it didn't. I'm sad. People were never gay. Bitch, have you heard of Greece? Yeah, dude, Greece was like fucking just horny as fuck, dude. Like, just straight up. They were just like fucking, like dudes fucking dudes, dudes fucking goats, chicks fucking horses, chicks fucking chicks. Like, I mean, dude, Greece was just horny as shit like 2,000 years ago. just outright. I mean, it's, and yet they want to worship it so fucking much. When it comes to, like, ancient Western man or whatever the fuck. See what rental things are at the tube at the moment. Not really too much. Maybe for Thursday, you think there'd be a little more. Boo. The guys make the Greek gods. And his wife was also a sister. Oh yeah, then what? Then he turned into a dolphin and fucked his own daughter. Dude, I mean, yeah, Greek mythology in itself is fucking whack too. I mean, there's just so much crazy shit within, like, Greek history and ancient Greek culture and, like, Greek mythology that's just, that would be quote-unquote woke, to these fucking weirdos if they actually were to see it today. Or they would just think it's weird woke fake news and just wokeifying history or whatever the fuck. You're just trying to wokeify history. Ugh. Jesus Christ. It's so fucking muggy. I think a lot of that's just due to how many fucking candles I have going on right now. I even have one, like, right up here. I swear to God, if, for whatever, like, if it isn't tomorrow morning, this bitch, if these rituals, candle sacrifices, like, I mean, I don't even know. Apparently there's a guy who has a donkey as her animal because one saved her from being sexually assaulted by another god. Well, that's kind of a base donkey. What if it's just because the donkey wanted it for herself? Or for itself, or whatever the fuck. It's like, I actually want her. It's mine, you son of a bitch, fuck off. Which stopping one is unusual for Greek gods. It's... Yeah, because usually they just kind of let it happen. Because Greek gods just be fucking weird. Ooh, a pie?
One way to make a pie? People out there that bake are like, yes, there is.
Ooh.
Hi, welcome to Angela's Anything Show. And today, I'm going to show you how to make a pumpkin pie that gets you high. 'Tis the season for apple pies,
hey.
Pumpkin pies, pumpkin carving, apple carving.
Sukov. Hey.
Basically, that's it. Pumpkins and apples. And 'tis the season for lots of desserts. So I'm really excited about this video because I am not really good at baking.
Sukov.
There's no smell-o-vision in here because these bad boys are charred on the bottom. Well, we're only a few minutes in and I'm already sweating like a pig. I'm exhausted. My creative energy is...
I like how she's like, I'm sweating like a pig. Meanwhile, I'm over here doing the same thing, just using a rag to just dry myself. To me, August and September are already October. I really wish it was the same thing for me. Sukov! Hey, bro! That's what I thought.
You're supposed to cook the apple stuff once you put it in the oven. You're not supposed to cook it first and then put it in the pie. But I've developed a method in how I make it that makes it a super simple recipe. And it's also vegan. So let's get into it. Of course, this isn't just any pumpkin pie. This is a pumpkin pie that gets you high. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is get weed. That's important. You're gonna wanna get weed. And two,
no shit.
you're gonna wanna make canna butter. No, I'm not gonna go into that in this video. I will leave links below. There will be recipe links, canna butter links, all the links. What I'm gonna tell you about this recipe is, it does not call for a lot of butter or oil. Not a lot. So if you want this to be strong, you need to make your canna butter very highly concentrated, which is what I've done. I use a graham cracker crust. Instead of making a crust from scratch, which is very time consuming, graham cracker crust tips. And it's kind of like a new...
You can't do that. Oh yeah, tell me what's so exciting about those too much. Well, there's Labor Day. Fuck Labor Day.
It's Keebler, and it's actually dairy-free and egg-free.
I mean, it's not even like a proper Labor Day where it's like, you know, homage to workers and shit. So yeah, low-key, kind of fuck Labor Day.
You know, there's a lot of chemicals inside. So the recipe that I'm taking from is the website Minimalist Baker. This is a great website.
I don't know if I can handle better, so that's wrong.
Stuff. And if you're veganized,
I probably could.
I recommend it. It's just a good website. It's just like simple cooking. Okay, so first things first, you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. I've already done that. You go to the grocery store a million times because you keep forgetting ingredients, and you go to like 3 grocery stores. Then you come home and you're like, I still forgot a fucking ingredient. Well, that happened to me today. So there's no maple syrup in this recipe. So first, add 2 3/4 cup pumpkin puree. Already measured that out.
Pumpkin puree.
Smells so good. And I'm using the Libby's 100% pumpkin puree.
Good shit.
Standard. I feel like pumpkin smells more exciting than it tastes. Then we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. I went to 2 different grocery stores today to try to get ingredients I needed, and of course I still forgot to get maple syrup. So we're gonna skip the maple syrup, and apparently we're gonna skip, where's the fucking sugar? Again, this recipe will be pasted below in the description box, as the kids say. A 1/3 cup of unsweetened plain almond milk. Most important part, 1 tablespoon of your melted canna butter.
Like, I'm not a habitual stoner, so if 1 slice is equal to like 6 strong puffs of my vape, I'm gonna be laying on the floor wondering if the stars and the moon date each other. I mean, you know, for me, that, like, I mean, 1 slice would probably get me a nice good little buzz, so honestly, a whole pie would probably make me feel that way, and I actually would love to feel that way. That would actually be pretty nice, I ain't gonna lie. That would be pretty dope.
2.5 tablespoons of cornstarch, pumpkin pie spice, 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. Oh, because I didn't have maple syrup, I thought maybe I would add a little bit of vanilla extract just to give it the, you know, that woodsy flavor. Okay.
Woodsy.
We
should eat weed pie together. Dude, I want a weed pie now, honestly.
Because we want to make sure that the cornstarch doesn't get all lumpy.
Is she working like a fucking, like, power drill? Cake or pie? I mean, probably at the end of the day pie, but either or, really. 10 years later.
Okay, next up, pretty self-explanatory. Take your pumpkin pie mixture and just load it into the graham cracker crust, or the pie crust of your choice. Definitely does not look like it's mixed. There's definitely a lot of clumps.
Hey!
You know what's cool about pumpkin pie? It's like, it's a pleasant taste, so even with just some mild things added to it, like, it's still pretty good. And I'm gonna put ice cream on top of this anyway when I serve it, so it's not like this needs to be the sweetest thing ever. I mean, is there a wrong way to make a pie? People out there that bake are like, yes, there is.
Man, I tried to make a pumpkin pie last year and I got burnt to shit. Damn.
It looks crazy, but we're gonna put it in the oven at 350 degrees for What do I have written? 58 to 65 minutes. You want the top to be slightly cracked, but still have some jiggle.
It's still some jiggle.
Okay guys, it's been an hour and change, and the pie is done. You can see how I mean, like the cracks, but it's still kind of jiggly in the center. So now, this is the hard part. You have to leave it in the fridge. The recipe says 4 to 6 hours, but preferably overnight. So I think that's what we're gonna do, leave it overnight. So you won't get to see me enjoy this pie on camera, but it smells really good. And how bad can you fuck with pumpkin pie? You know what I mean? So,
Well, I guess you could burn it.
pumpkin pie that gets you high. Pretty easy,
But the recipe
right?
call for a dough crust and a yeast graham cracker.
Info in the description box below. Follow me on Instagram at AngieKB for more.
I mean, too bad she doesn't actually get to eat it. It's like, why not just record it, be eaten? Damn you. That does look pretty amazing. That, because I definitely want me a nice, decent little pie, I tell you what. It's a pumpkin pie. Dude, I honestly, like, when this power gets dealt with, I'm getting a pumpkin pie. That's gonna be like one of the new things that are gonna go in that damn fridge. I swear to fucking God, if it's not, like, on tomorrow, I don't even know, dude. I don't even know. But it's absurd. All I know is that it's just gonna be tomorrow. It can't come soon enough. I was hoping it would be tonight, frankly. But either way, looking at these nice candles. It's uneven though, because now there's like one just chilling right here, and it's like, goddamn. Fuck, I'm gonna have to like clean up a lot of wax over here. Somehow like a little bit of wax dripped onto like my dog brush, so I'm gonna have to like fucking figure that out now. Canned butter crusted pizza. Dude. Bruh. Goddamn. That just sounds fucking fire. You know what I got though? Just fucking chicken tendies and ketchup and that's it. With stuffed crust. I'm not as big on stuffed crust, but it can be stuffed with really whatever the fuck you want as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah. I'm more of just like that big, nice fluff crust or some thin crust, usually one or the other. If it's stuffed crust, put like a little meat in there or something. I have like a little meat wrap. Ooh. Like a garlic cheddar of some sort with a little bacon. That's a stuffed crust. It's like a little bacon, little bomb inside that little stuffed crust. Oh my god, dude. See, that might work. Because then it also kind of makes the nice outer layer of the crust, you know, nice and, you know, juicy too. I mean, well, I guess that wouldn't necessarily be great for holding, I guess. But, well, I don't know. Like, the outside layer will be nice and crispy, but then the interior would be all nice and, like, juicy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Does seem like it would be pretty fire, honestly. Like, I'm just not as big on stuffed crust when it's literally just like mozzarella and just that's it. It's like cannabis and dogs? Wait, question mark? Wait, huh? Was it? Cannabis and dogs, a guide to canines, marijuana, and hemp. Yeah. I mean, dogs can have it. It's not technically THC from what I understand. This marijuana has become more and more popular. Blah, blah, blah. If a dog eats marijuana concentrates that are high in THC, the results could be deadly. This led many pet owners to avoid using regular marijuana as medicine for their dogs. Instead, opt for CBD oil or hemp-derived products, all which contain little to no THC. Stuffed crusted stuffed with another pizza. Basically make this like the stuffed like crust part of a pizza just a calzone, where it's just basically just a pizza. Dogs have the same endocannabinoid systems as humans do. This is a network of receptors throughout the brain and body that connect with cannabinoids. The active ingredients of marijuana, blah blah blah. Yeah, we know. Cannabis for dogs works similarly to the way it does humans. This means the dogs in marijuana experience lack of coordination, sleepiness, dilated pupils, increased heart rate, I said it twice, or increased startle reflex. Depending on dose, dogs in marijuana can be a deadly combo. This is because in higher doses, THC can be toxic. In high doses, so. Come home to Zukov cross-legged ripping a bong. Recreationally listed. Say anywhere from 5 minutes in as long as 12 hours after consumption, and it can last for a half hour to several days. Severity of symptoms will depend on the size of the animal and the potency of the product. Symptoms of similar to humans. Toxicity include lethargy, sedation, glassy eyes, vomiting, difficulty walking, tremors, whining, crying, agitation, trouble regulating body temperature, seizures, coma. Those last two, Jesus. Typically, too much THC results in uncomfortable several hours till effects wear off. If the dosage consumed is very high, however, the results can be more serious. Extremely low blood pressure or irregular body temperature can be dangerous to a dog and can potentially cause death. If an owner suspects their pet has consumed cannabis, whether a bag of flower edibles or vape cart, it's important to take action right away. Blah, blah, blah. Where'd you get that? Points to a stoned raccoon lying on the floor. And the raccoon's just like, just already passed out in a little like marijuana coma. I mean, pretty much it's like what the article is saying. It's like, hey, you know, like while, you know, your dog, you know, might not necessarily like die if it has weed, you know, or at least if it has like THC in it. I mean, it's just likely that, you know, it's not going to be good if it has a whole shitload of it. But if it's like a one-off thing, if it happens, or, you know, it accidentally eats one of your edibles or some shit, you know, you're probably going to be okay. Just, you know, just love on your little sweet little fluff boy or little fluff girl. And, you know, just, you know, keep her all, you know, comfortable, or keep him all comfortable, and just, you know, get your little, you know, puppo, you know, the loves. Just make sure they're loved on. Is there a dog equivalent to catnip? I would assume so. What if it's just also catnip? I mean, because we do have catnip around here still, so, I mean, I don't know. While marijuana toxicity is a real concern for a dog, it is successful if it's concentrated edible cannabis treats. Cannabis can also be effective medical treatment and a health supplement for dogs. In fact, there's a growing interest in using cannabis for pets to mainly treat the same conditions as in humans. So. Oh, CBD is actually particularly effective in treating anxiety in dogs, but honestly, I mean, Zukov has like none. He wants to literally like love on everybody. One of the best known uses for medical marijuana in human patients undergoing chemotherapy. Cannabis can help calm down and stimulate appetite. Yep. Tissue marijuana, sediment, slow treatment, okay. Yeah, it's basically mainly just saying as long as you, like, kind of the rest of it, you know, when it comes to just, like, you know, making sure, you know, like, what to look for, you know, what's, like, the best, you know, when it comes to it. It's pretty much like he's saying, like, yeah, anything that isn't THC, you know, like, marijuana without THC in it is actually pretty beneficial for dogs. I mean, same thing, like if they have too much of it, then they're gonna not feel too good. But the problems with that are far less severe. It's just severe drowsiness, nausea, vomiting, which, you know, like honestly, like my dog will sometimes, while like grooming his teeth with grass, will eat some of that. And if he does that too much, he'll straight just puke up and vomit fucking just grass. So, I mean, honestly, like, CBD overconsumption in dogs, not even that big of a deal. Just, you know, just gotta, you know, watch over your little fluffs and make sure they're okay. I mean, unlike, you know, chocolate or, like, onions, garlic, or some shit like that, where it's, like, legit fucking not good at all. I mean, yeah, like, THC is, like, if it has, like, a little bit of that, you know, it's not going to be a problem, but, you know, just make sure that if that does happen, or, you know, hopefully it doesn't, but, you know, if it does, then, you know, just gotta watch over your little fluffo. Anise, that's what I'm saying. So anise is spice for dogs to react to. Maybe put some Zuko's food and see what he does. Not too much though. Anise? Anise? Am I saying that right? What type of fucking spice is that? Google, be my friend. Oh, here, you got a YouTube short. That actually works. Okay. Here. Well, this music's annoying. Dog's just chilling, it's just sitting there. Trying out Annie's and Wookie Dog dinners. She's normally a very fussy eater. It seems like she really likes the smell and taste of the... Huh. Wait, what is this comment? Sweet every for the dogs need to eat their best fresh eco food, vegetables, herbs, fruits, very good cooked groats, add olive oil, and should drink healthy water as much as dogs need. Dogs don't eat fucking fruits, herbs, or vegetables. They're fucking carnivores. But what? What? It keeps going. Love dogs like you love yourself, comfort them, understand them, and always help out. Okay, I don't disagree with that, yeah. Place human-dog friendship and great love above everything in first place. Stop killing dogs! Ban breeding dogs. Forbid dog euthanasia. Ban poisoning dogs. Stop hide kill shelters. Stop kill shelters. Like, oh my god, dude, this is going on and on. What is this? Animals must be with only those that can provide them with the best care and real love. Dogs are the most tortured animals in the world. Like cows, pigs, chicken, like billions of chickens probably have something to say about that. Like literally billions and billions of chickens literally have something to say about that. Like, hold on, excuse me. Oh my lord. Like, just, dude, Jesus. This is going on forever. This is like an essay. Oh my god, dude. Why does it go on this long? How many paragraphs is this? Okay, here we are. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 paragraphs? What are you trying to do? Write a fucking novel? I thought dogs on anus would be more amusing. I kind of thought there would be at least a little something here. Maybe I can... According to Bing, dogs that react to anus become hyperactive or exceptionally mellow. If it's true, so it's going to be running on the walls. Yeah, so maybe for that dog, it was just mellowing it up. Huskies tried doggy wanna. Dog nip. Doggy wanna dog nip? Sound little huskies. Yeah, I want to see. Oh, such pretty huskies. They're so pretty. They're so cute. I love the designs on the one on the left. That's such a pretty fluff ball.
Is that not me?
They're just so handsome. They're just handsome fluffs. Aww, they're so cute.
That's what cats do when they get your cat name.
It's like mine. Aww. Oh, so cute.
Ow.
Yeah, they're all just like hella chilling. Oh. Them in a vacuum. Usually dogs have the opposite reaction where they're like, oh shit, and they're running away, but he's just like, I want to play with that son of a bitch. Oh, dude, I love huskies, man. Honestly, like, I mean, like, if I could get shit, more order around here and stuff, I've honestly thought, like, it'd be really nice to have, like, like a little husky for Zukov to have as a little buddy. Maybe, like, a female husky, so have, like, a little German Shepherd, Border Collie, American Bully, Pomeranian Dachshund, just an Omega Dodexta Sigma Mutt. Like, not just a Super Mutt like he is, but make like a Sigma Mutt. Just like just the extra level. Just make the peak, just the peak of Super Mutts, the Sigma Mutt. Oh, they're just so cute. Oh, he's so sweet. Kaka. Bubble. Hey, boy. Hey, come here. Hi, bud. Whoa. Alright. What's up, bud? Get over here, little nut. What's up, Bubble? Just fucking chuck that other dog out. It's like mine. Hold on, we gotta play that one back a little bit. Just, that was a good little yoink. Damn. But, oh, the little sweet puppos. It looks like they all are just, it just makes them either very mellow or just very playful. Which, I kind of figured to basically, be that. Oh. Little bubble. A barely bad idea. A very bad. Wait, what the hell?
Somebody's in there. The next one. Hit him. Hit him. She said somebody's in there. The next one. Hit him. Hit him. She said somebody's in there. The next one. Hit him. Hit him. She said somebody's in there. The next one.
Liberal art. What the fuck? What? What is going on here? Liberal art? What? Mario pose? Wait, what the fuck? What the hell? What even is this? I don't know, but it whips. Well, that's one way to secure the bloodline, huh? Turns out the Leon got infused and impregnated Chris instead of Claire. What the fuck? Given how much spawn there is on the internet, you probably have jerked off to a dead person without knowing it. Until we meet again! God damn, dude. I mean, how do you... well... Fuck. Yeah, how do you know? Shit. I was about to be like, well, how do you know, the porn I watch, potentially has that being the case, huh? Oh, well, it's like, well, well, fuck, goddammit, fair enough. I mean, one, that question could just be said right back to me. And two, I mean, chances there's, like, the memory banks are probably, recollecting to at least some certain, times of woe where it's more vintage. That one guy, trust me, I know. Yeah, that one guy in the NSA is just like, oh, don't worry, I know. I definitely know there, buddy. Wow, there's actually a few people that are popping up with different names and shit. Being like, oh yeah, so yeah, not only do I know, like, here's actually some people I definitely am aware of that I still drink. It's like, oh, okay, fuck, shit. It's like, yeah, they're dead, but the porn's still good, so I still nut it. It's like, damn. I don't see anything on the shop. Oh. Just saying that one of my things is going, sweet. Beast. Too bad it's not the fucking goddamn, like, handguard that I fucking ordered back in goddamn June. Like, you know what? I gotta, like, just see what the expected ship time of that fucking thing is at this point, because it's ridiculous. I did not click fucking what? Oh my god. I did not click blackjack. I did not click this. Alright. Alright, where'd it go? I know it's more recent in the how far back is the... There it is. Here we go. Okay. Oh my god, it literally keeps going farther and farther away. Oh my god, it literally continuously goes... like last time I saw it, it was like September something, and now it's fucking... like going into like October 27th when it's expected to be shipped. Oh my fucking god. I'm like about to just try to literally find this exact same handguard somewhere else and just cancel this because this is fucking getting ridiculous. Like the other thing I had with it too Like, you want to make sure that yours is a mirage. I guess it is, dude. I mean, no. I mean, okay. What I have up, all right. I'm just making sure. Yeah, there's no information like what I have right here. There's no information that this I can show. But like, yeah. So I got a front sight adjustment tool, which I would think that would probably at least be ordered and shipped and blah 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 and be fine. I can expect the handguard to take a while. But the status has literally went further and farther, like, ahead in time, and it's just getting ridiculous. Like, I'm just gonna try to at least find that same thing and make sure that it's, like, actually gonna be shipped. And then once that's the case, I'll just fucking cancel this, I guess. Well, I'll just make sure this is canceled first before I do that. Because it's a little annoying. It's like, come on, man. Like, I'm just gonna give it some time because honestly, like, I mean, like, I got other shit to worry about money-wise, so, like, I'm just, I'll give it a little longer. Not that long, unless it actually finally ships. But that, like, I swear to fucking God, though. Like, seriously. It's like that's pretty much like outside of getting an optic sight and a dust cover, like that's pretty much like the only thing I want upgrade on the fucking thing. It's like, come on, it's like the last component that I really need. It's the one that's taking forever. Well, I guess it's not necessarily the last because then the actual like hand guard or like the hand stopper. That piece, which, honestly, you know what? I just thought I could just get a wooden lower. I'll just do that, actually. I'll just buy a wooden lower handguard, because I know at least, because I saw one on Pomelo State Armory of just a lower that was, like, about, like, 40 or something like that. So, honestly, I might just fucking do that. Because I've bought stuff from Pomelo State Armory and at least I know I get shit and it actually shows up at a decent, date, with their stuff. So at least I can have a wooden lower, so at least it can match the plum with the plum finish in it. Then the pistol grip will just be kind of odd. I guess I'll just put the original pistol grip that I had on it before. So I don't know, but ugh. God, I just want, I think, it's not even the fact that it's just a handguard and stuff. Like, there's been things that have deadass been in hiatus like this with me before in the past, where it's like I've ordered something and it's just like, oh, well, it's a mirage. It's just like, oh, I guess we're just no longer a thing. It's like, this doesn't exist. That says, me staring a photo of my coworker's children for just a little too long, so they never show me again. I feel like that would that would backfire. Whoa. What? Okay, I'm actually a little bit low-key glad that I had the screen off for that one. Saving that meme at least. In which my grandkids ask, what was their childhood like? And, my good lord. I don't even want to know. All I know is I'm just very fucking glad that the screen wasn't on. For Night players getting Kamehameha and snapped across the map and the camera cuts to Goku hitting the gritty. What? Oh my god. What's... Okay, alright, I'm getting off of Twitter. Okay, I'm kind of glad I don't have a Twitter. Jesus. That... man... That one meme had like a whole just responsive memes that I just I don't even know that one. Yeah. makes you question the sanity of life itself. Took off. You silly boy. We wouldn't last 10 minutes. Yes, Earth is out of orbit. Earth is out of orbit?
This critical message is from the United States Space Force. This is not a test. We interrupt your regularly scheduled program.
Well, at least the Space Force at least has some use.
Inform you of an imminent threat to public safety and well-being. The Earth has been pulled out of orbit due to rogue planet OGLE 2016BLG1928. Rogue planet Ogle flew in close proximity to Earth a few hours ago and entrapped Earth in its gravitational pull, yanking us away from the Sun. As Earth continues to leave the Sun's orbit, we will continue to experience a number of detrimental environmental repercussions, including dramatic drops in temperature, confused and potentially aggressive wildlife, and change of atmosphere leading to increased exposure to radiation. The government has enacted a plan to remedy all of the potentially harmful side effects of losing our Sun, and more information on that will be revealed in the days to come. Scientists report that we will no longer experience seasons, and eventually life on the surface will be impossible without artificial heat production. In the coming days, the leading scientists also believe the best thing to do is to conserve energy and food and attempt to gather as much fuel for burning future fires as possible. If you live alone, consider finding a neighbor or family member that will enable you to pool resources. Wildlife will most likely...
Or probably just shoot you as you approach them.
...to act strange as light and temperature continues to drop. Food might become scarce in the coming days, and authorities urge individuals to hunt and share as much as possible before the drop in temperature reduces the ability to do so. Even though it has only been a few hours, there are already a number of reports of human beings behaving erratically. The erratic behavior seems to only appear in people with a specific set of genetic markers, and scientists are dubbing this new disease solar schizophrenia or solophrenia for short.
It becomes scarce.
So far, no cases of solophrenia have been reported to include violence toward others, but some have exhibited self-harming behavior.
Well, yeah, pretty much like any, especially if they're basically like, hey, hunt what you need, you know, to stock up for food and blah, blah, blah. It's like, suddenly everything, you know, is going to become scarce. Very quickly. 2 weeks later.
This critical message is from the United States Space Force. This is not a test. We interrupt your regularly...
I like how it's just such a calm voice. That's makes it just weird and eerie. It's all like, hey, I am very happy.
Past Jupiter, it has become increasingly impossible to remain on the surface of the planet. The globally used underground bunkers have been established to house the surviving population, and you are urged to contact your local authorities to secure transportation to the
surviving population, huh?
The bunkers are powered using geothermal energy, and there are reports that some bunkers are even utilizing UV lamps to enable the existence of some plants. Pets are allowed if they are not exhibiting solophrenia. Although all surface vegetation and almost all wildlife has ceased existing, officials from around the globe have started preserving some life from Earth's surface in the underground.
Honestly, if we make if this happens, we make it that far, it'd be a miracle in of itself. Yeah, it honestly would.
Because of this, free space in the underground bunkers is at a critical level. Since the only locations suitable for the underground dwellings are locations with geothermal activity near the surface, scientists and engineers from around the world are creating an expansive network of tunnels and passageways that will enable magma to flow around the globe wherever we need it most. The venture is being called Project Holy Heat. After growing reports of solophrenia
that would never work.
Underground bunkers, scientists have expanded potential sufferers of the disease to all remaining members of humanity. While it's not always possible to see manifestations of the disease, there are a number of signs, including hallucinations, slurred or incoherent speech, delusions, and a lack of emotional expression. If you are currently in an underground bunker and witness any of these symptoms or suspect someone of solophrenia, call and report them to the Bunker Safety and Protection Program.
So we could slowly and quietly just shoot them in the back.
ESPP at 248-434-5508.
7 weeks later, yeah, there will be no human left. We had an alternative name for it, dubbed Holy Guacamole, but it was voted down. Damn.
This critical message is from the emergency alert system. This is not a test. We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to inform you of an imminent threat to public safety and well-being. As you undoubtedly felt in your underground bunker, Project Holy Heat has failed. While the drilling was successfully completed, activating the
Well, no shit, it's failed.
tunnels had an unforeseen consequence. Tectonic plates were disrupted and affected by the tunnels, and the heat produced through the tunnels, causing seismic activity across the entirety of the globe. Over 75% of all underground bunkers collapsed or were rendered inoperable due to Project Holy Heat's...
Well, yeah, that basically just killed off most people.
And there are reports that some of the remaining tunnels are in danger of collapse as the surface oceans continue to freeze. The added weight from the frozen water is also affecting normal tectonic plate activity, creating sporadic earthquakes that can be felt around the globe. Due to the unstable seismic activity and the constant threat of destruction for the remaining bunkers, the remaining world leaders have developed a plan to attempt to break free from rogue planet Ogle's orbit and rejoin our solar system. The plan is to create a massive rocket that will produce enough thrust to nudge us in the direction we want to go, and once free of rogue planet Ogle's gravitational pull, we'll only need to use thrust when passing the other planets in the solar system so we can remain on course. We passed Pluto last week, but if we can successfully break free from rogue planet Ogle, scientists are convinced the rocket is our only hope for survival. There have been no new reported cases of solar flare. All bunkers are being...
This was like, what, world leaders that consist of Bezos and Elon Musk? Is that at this point?
If you suspect any individual in your bunker of hoarding any of these valuable resources, please report them to the BSPP at 248-434-5508. The fate of humanity may rest on your call. May God have mercy on us all.
Which basically means you're all... that basically is just saying you're dead. This guy on one side of the planet and jump at the same time, so... oh my god. Why is there so many, like... okay, because I'm guessing that's, like, basically a kid. Don't know how fast this road planet is, but 2 weeks past Jupiter's orbit, 7 weeks past... that's 10 times faster than any space probes we have sent, also implying that Earth has essentially sped up in its process of being forced slowed by sun's gravity forever. If the injection anything less than fusion power will have no... yeah, like, it would basically have to imply that hopefully we had fusion power. Spoiler, the rocket fails. Like, I imagine it does. Where, yeah, because by that point, whatever was left of humanity that was in those bunkers and shit, especially 75% of them being killed, you know, with the bunkers collapsing, it's just essentially basically like, what, like a tiny little rocket that's just like, just splurging, like, fuel and shit, just, you know, just out into the atmosphere. And it looks like God had no mercy on you all. No mercy for the weak. There's a lot of various different ones on this, huh? Jesus fried chicken, vampire... oh, I'll have to check out some of these. I'll give this whole channel a little subscribe. Give it a subscribe. Good old subscribe. Anyway. Oh, that's all. Soft as shit. I was hoping all this wax would already be, like, solid, but it's not. Damn. It's like fascinating with how, like, wax falls on candles sometimes. How, like, droopy and bloopy it all looks and shit. But hopefully I don't have to worry about these fucking candles anymore. As much as I love them, I'm actually really fucking sick of the goddamn candles.
Math.
Oh shit! Oh damn, new one.
I got 99% in math. Are you dumb? Remember your cousin Timmy in China? Yep, I know, he got 100. Timmy got full marks in PE. You can't get full marks in PE. Jesus can walk on water. Timmy can run, broke his arm once, fixed it with a vapor rub. Huh? What? You pull a hamstring sleeping! Timmy 6'2", huh? You 6 foot away from talking to a girl! Timmy was in top 5 basketball team, 4 of them for the final, he had to play himself, and he won twice. Timmy can play golf with a bowling ball! Not very smart then. No smart. Timmy sharp as a razor, you sharp as a bar of soap! Wow, Timmy working for NASA. Timmy had his first business at 12, cutting neighbors' grass. You think he had a lawnmower? He didn't even have scissors! Timmy couldn't afford to write a check.
He didn't even have scissors?
Got a job as a conductor. You couldn't even walk 2 blocks on time. Timmy can sell air. You couldn't even sell subscriptions to your YouTube channel. And it's free! Timmy made Forbes 30 under 30. You couldn't even make Sunday League. It's not that impressive. What the hell? Timmy running for president while you run for the bus! Timmy became a lawyer from watching Law and Order. You don't know how easy you have it, huh? Go on the internet, type job for failures. Every job paid half of minimum wage and needed a college degree. You needed 10 years work experience by high school. We used to pretend we from Harvard just to get a job waiting paper. Then the lazy people made more and the hard-working people made less. You have it so easy, huh? It's here. For the last 4 months, I've been working with
What is this?
to find the right flavor for emotional damage, and now
Oh wait, are these candles?
it's finally available in the description. This is real now. You can go in the description, and you can buy yourself some emotional damage.
Oh wait, it's a drink?
It's good. It's good. Emotional damage is a drink with no calories, no sugar, no carbs. No aftertaste, no chalky buildup. Can you believe this? If I could go back to 12 years ago.
Alright, hold up. I'm actually a little low key. I kinda wanna. What is it? Oh, is this it? Let's see. I wanna see some of this emotional damage. Where is it? Pop it up. Pop it up. Pop it up from bah. Whoa. Waifu drops? Oh my fucking god. Ah! Be gone. Okay. Caffeine free? Wait, is it a caffeine drink? Bunch of servants. It's energy and focus. Oh, so yeah, basically it's just a little caffeine type of thing. Okay. Alright, I can dig it. I can dig it. I mean, hold up, though. Let me look at was I seeing that price right, though? Free shipping, though. I like the fact that it does... get out of here! I guess maybe with the first time purchase or some shit, but yeah. I mean, 100 servings, though. I mean, yeah, alright. Okay. Better be fucking worth it, though. I mean, I guess if, it's, and then... you know, shake it up and get a big old drink out of it, and it's like 100. I mean, you know, yeah, yeah, I don't know. I mean, 35 ounce ain't that bad of a, honestly, that ain't a bad price. I mean, it's probably above average on there. I mean, if you consider fucking whatchamacallit. Oh my god, the shipping fees and stuff, it's probably gonna be a little more. Probably more like fucking 45. Like $45 probably. But anyway, it's a little after 2, but mostly it's about 52% on my phone, and unfortunately my portable charger died a while back, so Well, let's wrap it up for now. And then, just hope that the sacrificial candles have been worthy enough for the Dark Lords to bring forth back our light. Because that would be really nice. There's honestly an off chance I was just really hoping that it just out of nowhere would like, bloop, oh, just out of nowhere, just light. But, nope. Anyway, peace out, and of course I shall see y'all on that next one. So, toodaloo, bean a bean, bada boom.